Hello, everybody. I'm sorry about that double countdown. I was trying to get on or like trying to unmute it, but I hadn't added myself to stream. I've been ahead of myself all day today, apparently. Um, First and foremost, anybody that's been following me, I'm really sorry. I did a live about 4 days ago talking about how you shouldn't listen to anybody, how you should vet your own stuff, so on and so forth. And here I go, not even listening to myself. So for that, I apologize. Um, but will I? But will? But what I will say is, I think a lot of us have been duped, and it brings comfort to know that there's more than just me. Um, but with that being said, I am still very embarrassed that I brought it forth to you guys and exacerbated the problem and so on and so forth. It is insane what is going on. I have a full blown headache that I think I could just ignore because I know that I have to get this out. I know that I have to clarify this, at least on my behalf. You guys have probably already seen all of this and you have probably already cleared it up on your own. But I have to do this for me and then for you and then for me again because, geez Louise, I'm going to watch this with you guys and I have permission from Unmasked. I'm going to play a few things, guys. So this is like third grade on a rainy day schedule. We're about to watch a whole bunch of things that you may not be interested in, or you may be interested in. I will be in chat, and I will also be having a smoke because it has been a long day. I can't even remember what happened today. Did today even happen? My kids are sick. All this is going on. People are lying to me. Yeah. I'm just, and I will say that at the end of the day, I just had to collect and figure out, Amanda, you got to get it together and you have to do you. And this is Team Summer. I'm not team anybody else. So after this, I will go back to talking about everything else that is going on in true crime. And then if there's something really interesting or an interview maybe done by the press or just a really good interview done by somebody like Unmasked, I will talk about it. But I'm going to try to not perpetuate anything else ever again, at least in this case. That's what I will try to promise in that much sense. Thank you. And, that's kind of something that I like about myself. I was wrong, and I admitted it. So definitely not saying that I have not been wrong. So I did admit it. But with that being said, no more parents. This is about summer, and to me, it was always about summer. But I feel that some of these parent things are important, like her dad being arrested, allegedly. So crazy, crazy, crazy. Hey, Crazy Crime Chick. Speaking of crazy, how are you? Okay, I'm going to go ahead and add this stream. If you guys have seen this, I apologize. I'm not going to play the whole thing, although I think it is of relevance. So once again, this is from the wonderful ladies of Unmasked. I went ahead and asked Teresa if I could use this. She said, go ahead. And I think it's a great explanation of what happened today.
Gotta hold the TBI.
It's very convoluted, guys. It's going to take a minute for all of us to understand. I will be in chat, and I will be linking Unmasked as well. But thank you, Teresa and Vanessa.
Recording with me talking with from Mary. So yeah. So like Vanessa was saying, we do have a little bit of an echo thing. So if you guys just bear with us, because we couldn't get it fixed, but we wanted to make sure that we get Mary's story out there. And if anybody, you guys have been following Unmasked with the Summer Wells case, you guys know who Mary is. Mary's Don's stepsister. They've known each other since they were approximately, I believe, 4. Is that right, Mary? Yes. 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 That was kind of weird. Did you hear that?
Yeah. Yep. I don't know. Okay. We'll have to figure it out as we go. Sorry, guys, but we've been playing with this for 15 minutes, so
well, we're going to see how it goes. We'll see how it goes. But Mary is Don's stepsister that know each other since they were about 4 years old. She's been on Unmasked True Crime with T a couple of times with me. Very lovely lady. And her sister has been on Interview Room with Chris, and her niece has been on with Tiffany Marie. So very kind family, and very happy that she was able to come on here tonight, because today has been an interesting day of rumors and crazy, and at this point, we're going on like 12 hours of, I'm not sure if anybody even still has the right answer, but we're here to bring some clarification to the events of today, straight from Mary. So you guys will notice that Mary's muted while we're talking, and then we're going to be quiet while Mary talks so that you guys hopefully don't have the echo. And then we have an audio that we're going to play for you guys and put some things in perspective and let you guys determine what you think of it. So I'm going to let Mary say hi.
Hi, everybody.
Say hi again, Mary.
Yeah, I'm echoing really bad. Can you hear me? Okay.
Okay, that was much better. The last one. It didn't have the almost demonic echo that came with that first hello. Okay, that's much better. Ooh, that was kind of weird. You guys all hear Mary just fine. It's just going to be us kind of finagling back and forth between having to mute and unmute. So just like I said, please bear with us while we get that taken care of. So I'm gonna go ahead and mute again and let Mary kind of tell you a little bit about her evening last night before we play a recording for you.
Okay, I just wanted to let everybody know that last night, about midnight, Candus called me. She was crying. She was in hysterics. She told me that they had just taken Donnie away. And the recording that you're going to hear is the phone call that I got from her last night. And I also talked to her this morning, and she confirmed this morning that Donnie was still gone. So this recording with me talking with her last night, I'm hoping will shed a little bit of light on this. And also, I'm really worried about Donnie right now, because according to Candus, he is still gone. But I was so worried about him, I went to the police station today, and I let them listen to the recording I made last night with Candus. Now, the officer got back a hold of me and told me that he got a hold of TBI and the police station, both in Tennessee. And they said, no, Donnie has not been arrested. So from this phone call that you guys are all going to listen to, and I want you to listen really, really carefully, because you can understand Candus in some of it, but other times you can't, because she's crying so much. So just listen to it closely, and if it is true what she's saying, and he has not been arrested, I'm thinking maybe the bad guys have him. So I don't know. I'll let you guys make that decision. And go ahead, Teresa. I'll let you handle this.
Mary, I don't know. I'm with you. I'm worried about is this true? And when you guys hear this recording, because I have listened to it a couple of times now, you guys are going to have to make the determination, because it sounded to me that Candus was very upset and legit upset that Don was arrested, and this is what happened. this is fake, we're in a whole different world of what we're looking at. I'm just going to be very honest with you. But Leslie's going to play the audio for us so that way you guys can hear it and you know exactly what it is. Mary is Dawn's stepsister. They've known each other since they were approximately 4 years old. For anybody coming in that's asking now, she has been on the show a couple of times with us. So this is more of an updated version of what's happened just over the last 24 hours, or I should say, I don't know, 15 hours at this point. Try to get some of the rumors cleared up for you guys. B, you have something else you want to say? I know, because everybody's like, I'm like playing around with like muting everybody and everything before I play anything. Okay. All right. Leslie's going to play the audio, and in chat, I just need you guys to let us know if you guys can hear it just fine or if you cannot hear it. Okay.
Just one thing, just like Mary said, there are parts that are hard to understand, and there's nothing we can do about that. There are a couple parts where she is very hard to understand, so we'll turn it up as much as we can, and then, just you might have to listen closely.
I'm not sure if Leslie's going to have to add it. She's going to have to be on the stream to do that.
Oh, yeah.
Leslie, you ready? Let us know when you're playing. It's weird. There's another face of me up here. That's really Leslie, though. She's not a Teresa.
She's not a Teresa.
She's not a cat. It's really her.
Hello? Hey, man. Hey. What's going on, Candus? They just took Donnie away. Who did? Away. They did? How come? I don't know. They wouldn't tell me the reason why. But they're flying off to Boston, Massachusetts. They're flying him off to Boston? Yeah. Really? Oh my gosh, Candus. They didn't tell you why? No. So what they do, they just knocked on the door and came in and cuffed him and took him? Yeah. Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Candus. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I wish they would have told you the reason why. It's so easy, they just so they had to take him. Jeez, never did. Oh, really? Wow, Candus, I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry, Candus. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, honey. I feel so bad for you. I wish I was there. I wish I could hold you, Candus. He's never been one of the kids' mom, ever. He's always been the greatest father. Right? Oh my gosh, Candus, I'm so sorry. Gosh. So you don't think that they're just gonna take him for maybe a couple of days and release him? No, I don't think so. You don't think so? Well, I was seeing our friends did. I don't know, Candus. I don't know. They might just take him maybe for a couple of hours. Maybe they're just taking him to question him or something. You know what I mean? What? But why would they take him all the way to Boston? This is the question, I don't know. Boston? I don't know. You don't have any ties in Boston that I know of, right?
only places he's ever been is like
Federal. That's all I know. Federal.
Federal. Huh. Yeah, I don't know, Candus. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know what's going on.
Nobody knows.
Oh my gosh. I know. When's your mom? Is your mom coming back?
No.
She's not.
From the capital. That's all I know.
Wow. Wow, that is just crazy, Candus. That is crazy. Wow. I'm really sorry to hear that, Candus. God. I can't believe that they didn't, I don't know, that they didn't say something to you. You know what I mean? And then, so they said that they were going to take him to Boston. Are you sure they didn't say Utah?
Over the Mexican mafia stuff.
Oh, right. So, do you know anything about that?
I don't know anything.
Wow. Well, did Donnie ever come into some money that you knew about or anything?
About $80,000. I don't know.
Wow. My goodness. Yeah, that's just really crazy, Ken.
Over the Mexican mafia.
Wow. Yeah, that's crazy, Candus. I don't understand what's going on, because if they're going to extradite him to Boston, I just don't know why they would do that, you know? And that's... Wow. Yeah. Huh? The drug cartel, is that what you said? They're going to kill him, they're going to hurt him? Well, if he's messed up in drugs, Candus, that's not your fault, okay? That's not your fault, Candus, okay? And there's not a lot you can do about that, you know? There's not, you know? You can stand behind him and be there for him, Candus, you know? But yeah, you know, and I just, oh my gosh, I just don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Candus. Do you think he had something to do with Summer's disappearance?
In my heart, I don't.
In your heart, you don't?
No.
That's because you love him, Candus. He's your husband. You know? But, you know, I just don't know, Candus. I mean, I hate to, I don't want to say, you know, he had anything to do with it, you know? But you never know, you know, I
heard that Donnie said 20 children the mafia cartel, the children that were a hero.
Wow.
They're mad at him. They're very mad at him. Man, he said 20 children the mafia, and they're mad at him.
Well, that's just great. I don't know, Candus. That's just great. I don't know what to tell you. I'm really sorry. I feel really bad for you, Candus. So your mom don't plan on coming back, huh? No. Oh God. It's just great. Oh my goodness sakes. That's just great. Oh, is that because of what came out today on YouTube? I don't know. I don't watch it. I don't watch it. Right, yeah, you don't watch them. I don't know. I was seeing something today, and I don't know. It was showing messages between people. And so I don't know if that's the reason or not. You know? I don't want my kids back. Well, Candus, I'm sure you're going to get your kids back. If you didn't have anything to do with this, and Donnie did, you will get your kids back, Candus, okay? Don't worry about that, because you will get your kids back. They will they will help you, Candus. They will find a safe place for you, and you will get your kids back. I don't know anything about Donnie. Right. Yeah, I know you don't, Candus, and that's why I'm saying, you know, don't try not to worry about it, because you will, and you'll get your kids back. So try not to worry about that, okay? Just because they took Donnie don't mean that you won't get your kids back, okay? Are you okay? I guess you're not, are you? Right. Yeah. Yep. I can't Right. You need to calm down and, I don't know, smoke a cigarette and just sit there and calm down, Candus, you know. Try not, I know it's hard, but try not to worry, okay? Guys, tried to say twice over, and they're killing him. They're trying to kill him. Wow, I didn't know that. He didn't say anything to me, Candus. Yeah, Candus, he hasn't said nothing to me, so I don't know what's going on. I mean, I did read about that, about him owing money to people, but I just thought it was just another rumor, you know? It's top secret again. I know. Yeah, that's just crappy. Candus. Okay, I asked Leslie to pause it so we can address a few things that you guys have questions on in chat. One, yes, Candus is crying. If you listen to the entire audio, you will hear the voice that you will recognize as Candus's voice when she is not crying. So please be patient. And I see you guys in the chat. Just be patient. It is Candus. You also have to remember this call was made at approximately midnight when Mary was like, it wasn't like middle of the day, like she's up and happy-go-lucky. This is midnight. So take that into context, or take that into understanding what you're listening to. I know that some of what Candus is saying at this point is very hard to understand. So we're going to take an opportunity for Mary to kind of tell us where we're at in the conversation so far. And then you guys, like I said, just hang tight and just listen. Just listen.
Yeah, it's really hard to understand what she's saying because she's crying so much. But what I'm listening to and hearing is she's talking about the mafia and the cartel. She did say something about $80,000 that Donnie came into or had. So I don't know what's going on. And here, after she starts this back up, you're going to hear Candus saying they're killing him, they're beating him. Now, I don't know if I was kind of confused there because I didn't know if she's talking about the cops or if she's talking about the mafia and the cartel or whatever she's talking about. So, I wasn't quite clear on that, but to me, it sounds like she's standing there watching these guys beat Donnie. That's what it sounds like to me. So I'm just, I don't know if this phone call was a setup or if it's true, because if it's true, the cop that I went and talked to today said Donnie has not been arrested. So, if it is true what she's saying, that they came and took him away, if it's the bad guys that she's talking about, the mafia and the cartel or whoever it is, I'm afraid Donnie is not with us anymore. Okay? That's why I went to the police, because I'm scared. He's still my brother. Okay? So, I'm really worried about him, and I can't get back a hold of Candus, So I don't know what's going on right now, but like I said, just go ahead and listen to it, and I don't know, I guess just make your own observations. So.
It still. So I just want to say, I think you guys might be used to being in other chats where you can fight and do all that kind of stuff. Like, don't come and fight. Like, this is not a fight. This isn't about fighting. This isn't about who's right, who's wrong. You believe it, you don't believe it. It's totally your right. But please do not fight with each other in the chat. This is literally a woman who got a phone call in the middle of the night saying that her brother was taken and now nobody can get a hold of him. Then on social media, she and her family, which is Don's step family, are blamed for creating this chaotic day to get attention. What we're making you guys listen to, or what we're letting you guys listen to right now, is proof that they didn't create any type of chaos online. It's a phone call she received. We don't know where Don is, so if Don is not arrested, where is he?
It's not funny at all.
If Don is arrested, then why are people saying that he's not? So we wanted you guys to hear the call. So one, you know where the story originated from, because that's been a question all day long, is where did this start? This is where it started. We're going to take you back to exactly where it started. So this has all been taken to the police. TBI has everything that you're hearing. Welcome. They've already had what you are hearing. Don't confuse us with other places where you can just sit around and fight about it. It's not worth it. We're not fighting with you. We're fighting for this family and for Summer. If that's what you want to do, stay in the chat. If that's not what you want to do, please find another channel to hang out in.
Meg, I just mean, don't bombard
Leslie, you can
her
go
with
ahead
questions.
and finish playing the call.
Just, let's be kind.
I'm really sorry, Candus, to hear that they took him. I know, Candus, right? I bet you've been going crazy. I mean, I'm sure of it, And don't worry about your boys because your boys are safe, you know. And try not to worry about Summer because she's out there. I believe she's still out there, okay?
Not today,
I
Delon.
don't know. I wish I knew. Candus, I wish I knew who she was. But I believe that she's still out there and she's going to find her way home. You know, and try not to worry about your boys, okay? Because they're safe right now. Your boys are good where they're at. And you will get your boys back. You know, so try not to worry about that, okay? This one to Watson and Cliff is cell phone and they're beating Donnie up. The cops are beating Donnie up? Is that what it is? Yeah. Wow. Well, I don't think they're gonna beat him up, Candus. I think they probably don't.
I just want to say something that people are saying in chat, and I agree. I don't want to say any more that I feel for the parents, but I am an empathetic person, and hearing her cry and hearing the way she's crying and the way she's talking, I'm just going to say this right now. It sounds like when I used to do Xanax and I would take way too much and end up in like a fit of tears with nobody can comprehend me. It wasn't coherent. This was a long, long time ago, but I remember it clearly. Or at least I don't remember the moment clearly, but I remember the next day thinking about it like, oh, you know, and then they would come and ask me like, what happened? I'm fine. But you have so much pent up sadness and a whole bunch of stuff. She sounds sad. It makes me think that something actually did happen, but it wasn't exactly what she told Mary what it was, or I don't know. But I feel like there was something real going on. I'm not sure if it's 100% a forged call. I'm not even, I'm not going to say anything for sure anymore. At least not in this case. You guys can make up your own mind. But I will say that I did feel real anguish in there in some parts. So, with that being said, I'll move on.
I think they just want to pull him in and talk to him, Candus. I'll bet you 10 to 1. They're just going to pull him in and talk to him and release him, okay? I'll bet they Huh? I don't think they are. I'll bet you they do. I'll bet you they're just going to pull him in and talk to him about the rumors that are going on around. And then why would he be going to Boston? No, that don't make sense, does it? But they could have just been saying that. They could have just been saying that, Candus. I'll bet you 10 to 1 that they're probably just going to pull him in and just talk to him and find out what these rumors are going around, okay? They're torturing him. I don't think they will, Candus. They are. They're torturing him.
Sorry, Shinon, I cannot.
You know what? If they do beat him up or something, he can press charges, Candus, for them doing that to him. If he wins coming. Right, but I don't think they will, Candus. I really don't think they will because that's against the law. They can't do that, and I think they know that. They don't care about nothing. I know they don't care about it. Yeah, I know they don't, but really, Candus, I really do think that they probably just pulled him in for probably a few hours. And I'll bet you 10 to 1 they'll probably end up releasing him tomorrow. Well, then why would they take him all the way to Boston? Why would they just take him here? I think they were just saying that, Candus.
This pudding cup was way too small.
I think they were just telling you that. Or telling Donnie that to scare him. So I really do think they're just going to pull him in for a few hours and release him. He'll probably be back home tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. So try not to worry about it too much, okay? I think they were just trying to scare Donnie and stuff. I think they're just going to pull him in and talk to him for a while and then probably release him. So try not to.
That sounds soothing.
Will, Candus. You know, you got to look at it logical. That's probably all they're going to do. Boston is a long ways away, but you know, I don't know. You know, I just have no clue, Candus. Like I said, I think they're just going to pull him in for a few hours and then release him, Candus. I really do. You know, try not to think of other things, okay? Just keep it in your mind that they're probably just going to talk to him and then release him, okay? Yeah. And he'll be okay. He'll be all right. They're not going to beat him up, Candus. Okay? Yeah, I know you do, Candus. I know you do. I know, and I know you love him. He's your husband. Of course you do. You know? Remember the kids have all known for 14 years. Yeah, right. Huh. Right. Yeah, I know, Candus. That's why I was asking. I mean, is your mom going to come back and Huh? The cops are here. Oh, okay. Well, do they want to talk to you? No. Is Donnie still outside with them?
Seriously, I'm learning as we go. What are you guys talking about paying for a leak? Am I missing something? Can somebody explain this to me? Is this why you're rolling your eyes at me, Cher? What is going on here? What are you guys talking about a leak and paying for it? I mean, I have said before, like, that I think this could be a way of them finding a leak. Like, they may have done this to see who was talking, but what does that mean? What are you guys saying, paying for a leak? Sorry, don't mean to repeat it all these times. Come on. And yeah, why are you guys saying it though? She did turn the call over to TBI, yes. And she didn't do a welfare check last night, but she went to the cops this morning. Okay, I'll wait until, I'll go, but can we tell me about the leak?
Huh. Well, what are they doing? Just sitting in the driveway?
Sure.
Leaving me inside. They won't let me talk to them. They won't talk to me at all. Oh, okay. Well, I guess the best thing for you to do, just try and relax, Candus, okay? And just sit down. They told me to get off the phone. Huh? They told me to get off the phone. Oh, they did? Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let you go, okay? If you want, call me back after they leave, okay? Okay. All right. Bye.
I'm like, how do you block somebody again? Oh, yeah, there you go.
Okay. So a little follow-up is that Mary did talk to Candus this morning. Candus said she was doing okay, and that Dawn was not home.
Same.
It was just a quick check-in, and I'll let Mary tell you more about that. But and a lot of people are like, why is the call being recorded? I'm going to be really honest with you. If my niece was missing, I'd be recording everybody's calls. So I'm just going to put that out there. I don't know. You guys think about it for a second and see if that's what you'd be doing. And in no way, shape, or form do we have any idea what happened to Summer. So anybody in the chat that wants to say that Candus did it, Dawn did it, I mean, we don't have any proof of anything like that. And at this point, for me, when I heard it, I heard a broken woman. I thought, holy crap, what is happening? And did he get arrested, or did somebody come and take him?
Hey, Mama Mia, welcome.
After that phone call, I couldn't hear you, Teresa.
Oh, I was just saying, you can go ahead and tell him about the call that you had this morning, the quick check-in that you had with Candus.
I can't hear you, Teresa.
I'm in suspense.
Can you hear me now?
Hey, chilling with Van, what's
Can
up?
you hear me, Mary? No. So. I don't know what's going on with her audio. I don't think she can hear either one of us for some reason.
Great. Mary, can you hear us at all?
Maybe she can go out and come back in. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll message her.
Say it again, Carly.
Okay. That might work because it was fine up until, recently. Maybe if she leaves and comes back, it'll be better.
Like, send it
Connie,
to me.
she did, and then they contacted TBI.
Send it to me, I'll edit it.
Is what she was told. And it's important to point out, too, that I don't know who runs the blog, but it did say on there that 9 hours ago he was home. So this is just a piece of the puzzle, and that's what we're trying to do, is put every piece of the puzzle in there. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that doesn't add up and doesn't make sense, and I get that. So yeah, anything is possible.
You'd be out of the loop anyway.
Mary, leave and then come back in. Leave the stream and then come back. Or check message.
So really quick, I am now going to play Cher's video, which she also graciously gave me the permission to play. I will go back to their video because Mary does say some more important stuff. But I feel like for everybody that's lost right now, this kind of may pull it together. I know Cher is trying to explain more. My head just isn't grasping things right now. And see, I just re-added the same screen that I just stopped sharing. So go figure.
We're live again. We are live again for just a few because I cannot listen to that bullshit
Hey, Vanessa.
that I know is staged. Not from Mary. It's not staged from Mary. So I'm sorry, Mary. However, I will come on as soon as I heard what was going on. I could not fucking handle it because I will tell you right now. This very thing was a plan that Dawn wanted and thought would be hilarious if I would go and put onto my channel when Jeannie had told Chris McDonough that she talked to the TBI. He thought it would be hilarious. He calls it pranks. But there's a few things he has told me, like, oh, we should do this or like release that and watch everybody run around with it. That call, first of all, let's just point out who the call was made to. Mary. They don't like Mary and Jeannie, okay? They don't. They will talk to Mary sometimes, but let me tell you, I think the last call she would make would be to Mary about that. Now let's go to when she's like, I'm afraid the cartel is gonna come and get me. What do you mean? The cartel is right there while you were outside with your mama. They took your daughter instead, remember? So if they wanted you, Candus, they would have fucking got you then. I don't. Ooh. By the way, while you are sitting there laughing high as a fucking kite, Dawn and Candus, at this because you think this is funny, this shit is incriminating you more, making you look even that much fucking worse. Both of these people, you guys are going to be behind bars. I'm telling you exactly what Mary recorded Candus doing. I stopped Dawn from doing that a couple of weeks ago. Everything that's playing out tonight. So there, end it. Good night. Love y'all. Bye.
Cher, could you have made it a little bit longer? I'm going to start it like right here.
Not from Mary. It's not staged from Mary. So don't. I'm sorry, Mary. However, I will come on as soon as I heard what was going on. I could not fucking handle it. Because I will tell you right now, this very thing was a plan that Dawn wanted and thought would be hilarious if I would go and put onto my channel when Jeannie had told Chris McDonough that she talked to the TBI. He thought it would be hilarious. He calls it pranks. But there's a few things he has told me, like, oh, we should do this or like release that and watch everybody run around with it. That call, first of all, let's just point out who the call was made to. Mary. They don't like Mary and Jeannie, okay? They don't. They will talk to Mary sometimes, but let me tell you, I think the last call she would make would be to Mary about that. Now let's go to when she's like, I'm afraid the cartel is gonna get me. What do you mean? The cartel was right there while you were outside with your mama. They took your daughter instead, remember? So if they wanted you, Candus, they would have fucking got you then. I don't. Ooh. By the way, while you are sitting there laughing high as a fucking kite, Dawn and Candus, at this because you think this is funny, this shit is incriminating you more, making you look even that much fucking worse. Both of these people, you guys are going to be behind bars. I'm telling you exactly what Mary recorded Candus doing. I stopped Dawn from doing that a couple weeks ago. Everything that's playing out tonight. So there, end it. Good night. Love y'all. Bye.
Jax, I'm just going to tell you right now that I felt on top of my ish all day long, and here I am making an apology video because I still don't understand. Somebody help me understand. Cher, where did you go? Why did you say that? Tell me more. Can we have a Q&A now? Crap. It is cold in here and I'm breaking a sweat again. Okay, so I'm going to share this because there's more important parts right here. And I'm sorry, again, if you guys have seen this, I still know it's interesting to you guys. Ay. So right here, Mary has jumped off and Vanessa and Teresa, put their wise words in before she jumps back on. I think a lot of this is really important. It would help if I unmuted it.
Because it's been such a hectic day of nonsense and crazy for everybody. But then the blame starts going that this was made up. That it was made up that Dawn was arrested by is absolutely the victim here, without a doubt. Yes. And that's why we're talking about this. Is you can't look at each piece and just say like that's all there is. It all goes together. It all fits into a bigger picture.
Jax,
so
yes.
This is part of it. And one of the reasons, there's many reasons. We went back and forth about doing this at all because it's been such a hectic day of nonsense and crazy for everybody. But then the blame starts going that this was made up. That it was made up that Dawn was arrested by the step family when you can clearly hear that they didn't make it up. This is the phone call she received and was told that he was arrested. So hold on. I'll mute her for just a second. Hopefully she can hear me. Okay. But we're in a predicament where we have either he is arrested and there's no confirmation coming out, or he's not arrested and something else is happening. Is it made up? Was this all just a big hoax? I can't imagine that the sound of that woman that you just heard crying is making that up. I mean, that's a freaking Emmy right there, if you ask me. So, okay. So, Mary, one of the questions that they had was about, has anybody talked to Candus since this phone call? And I know you spoke with her this morning, so I'm going to mute now and unmute you so then you can tell them about your call this morning.
Yes, I finally got a hold of Candus this morning because I was really worried about her because her phones were shut off, hers and Donnie's. So I tried to get a hold of her this morning and it just went to voicemail. And then I sent her a message because I was worried about her. And I'm like, Candus, please call me because I'm worried about you. You know, and I said, and then she messaged me back and she goes, well, I have some friends here. I'll call you back when they leave. And I said, okay. And then after they left, she did call me back. And I asked her, I said, well, so is Donnie home with you now? And she said, no, they still have him. And I said, oh, because I heard that he was back home. And she's like, no, they still have him. So, and then after that phone call, after I got off with her with that phone call, I haven't been able to get back a hold of her. So every time I call her phone and Donnie's phone, it goes straight to voicemail. So I'm really worried about Donnie. Did the cops come and get him, or did somebody else pretending that they were the cops? So I'm really confused and just really worried about him.
Teresa, can you check your text real quick, please? Thank you.
Let's see. Summer is all I care about. I don't care about Candus or Dawn. I think they killed Summer. I have my opinion. We will see in the end, but I have no sympathy for Candus. I just don't. It's a setup. And that's very plausible, which is one of the things that we had talked about. We actually had this conversation. If this is fake, if this is a hoax, what are the extents that they would go to cover up something happening for Summer? If that's what it is, that's crazy. That's why I say we're in a whole new ball game if that's the situation that we're in. Yeah, there's no point in fighting. I mean, other channels want to say I don't know what we would be lying about. This is literally, you're listening to it here with us. So, but I don't care. I don't care what other channels have to say. I know who we are, and I know who Mary is, and I know why we're here. And if you are here for the same reason, we welcome you with open arms. And if you're here on behalf of garbage nonsense to fight with somebody over a missing persons case, you don't need to watch, because that's ridiculous.
And a couple things for whoever's saying about the call being illegal. It's actually not. Tennessee's a one-party state, so that's not accurate. And who says that she hasn't?
So is the state that Mary lives in. FYI.
Yes.
She has reached out. She's reached out to Candus. She's reached out to Dawn. She is reaching out. She's trying to get a hold of them to see if everybody's okay, or what the update is. The reason that we're playing it is because everybody wanted to know how this came about today. Where did it start? We're telling you it started with Candus. Now, whether it's a hoax, whether it's accurate, whether the FBI has him, whether somebody else has him, whether it's not real, that is the point that's up for debate. The point of why we're here is to tell you guys this is where it started. Candus called and said that Dawn was taken by the FBI to Boston, Massachusetts.
Here we go.
We have another special guest who's going to come on and join us. One of our favorites out there, Mr. Chris, from the interview room.
Hey, T. Vanessa, how are you? Hi, Mary.
Oh, we're having a little bit of an echo issue with Mary, so we kind of have to play around with muting and unmuting. So I'm going to unmute her so she can say hi.
Okay.
Hi, Chris. How are you?
Okay. Good. How are you? So, what a circus, huh?
Maybe if I mute the rest of us, it might help.
I'm baffled at this point.
So maybe I can help. This was a 100% what we would call a fishing expedition. And essentially what's gone down here is, for some reason, other people felt that exploiting Summer in relationship to hiring a PI to try to hook Mary into feeding information into YouTube would somehow make a difference in relationship to Candus and Dawn. The fact that she got an Oscar for that phone call, and I mean that in all sincerity. Okay? The fact that there was so much drama. What Mary won't tell you, but I'll tell you, she called me last night right after the call came in, and I talked to her for a little bit. And I listened to the call that everybody just heard. And immediately there was just too many things in there that just said, wait a minute. If the cops are here, then number one, they're not torturing Don out front, which we all just heard. Number two, they're not beating him up. Okay? And first of all, it's not the Mexican mafia. It's called MA. Okay? That's a dead giveaway. Especially working my career in Southern California, they don't even know, what the proper cartel names are. Okay. So immediately I knew it was an amateur. And I told Mary, don't worry, slow down. Okay. And then simultaneously, I put a community post up that says it's going to be an interesting day for Summer Wells. Okay. And that was at, I think, 1 o'clock in the morning. Because poor Mary, in my opinion, is also a victim, once again, of Don Wells. Why they would do this, I think maybe they thought, Mary was talking to me and that kind of stuff. And, well, yeah, we've been talking since she and her sister reported SA. And I'll continue to talk to her, right? So that's my contribution to your wonderful, channel here. And, what just happened today, unfortunately backfired on them. Mm-hmm. Evident of the fact that I put it up at 1 o'clock in the morning, that there's something wrong in River City. Go ahead, Vanessa.
No, I was just going to say that was actually one of the things that we discussed. Too many things were lining up. And it just looked highly suspicious to me with that. And the blog, which I just mentioned before you came on, there's that blog that had the family blog, and it said that he was home 9 hours ago, but then you had all the, the conflicting information on social media. It just seemed, I don't know, strange from the minute it came out. So your thoughts are that they set Mary up then.
Yeah, and I think it was a hook, an attempt to see if YouTube would take it. And then Don could come back and say, hey, he would show up on that channel and say, ta-da, I'm here. Okay. I'm not in custody. and see, don't believe everything you hear on YouTube. And they're a perfect example of why you do not believe everything you hear on YouTube. I mean, they proved it tonight, why you should not believe what you hear, especially from that channel. I mean, this is a perfect example of, taking a 5-year-old who's missing, exploiting her in relationship to her father being kidnapped by the cartels, and now call his sister. I mean, that's almost another form of mental abuse, in my opinion, because poor Mary.
Yeah, I have no idea why they did that.
And that mom and dad too, didn't it?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I called my dad early this morning. I woke him up, and I'm like, "Have you heard from Donnie?" And he said, "No." And I said, "Well, Candus called me last night in hysterics. She was crying and saying that they took him away and it was federal, and and so I told my dad, I'm like, please try and call him, because he should if he's there, he should pick up, because he knows my dad, he talks to him all the time." So, and then my dad tried calling him, and then he called me back, and he's like, it just goes straight to voicemail, but their voicemail isn't set up yet. So it just says, they have a voicemail that hasn't been set up. But, and then after I got off the phone with my dad, I tried to call Candus back and Donnie, and it just went to voicemail again. And then I messaged Candus. I'm like, can you please give me the phone number, that the cops gave you who took Donnie? And she never did message me back or nothing. And then a couple hours later, I tried calling her again. Their phones were shut off. And then about an hour later, I tried calling again, and then it went to voicemail. So I don't know what's going on. That's why I went to the police station today, because I'm like, something's not right. I'm freaking out because I don't know where my brother is. And of course I'm going to call my family and let them know that he's, either the cops have got him or he's missing. And the cops told me, they're like, well, I'm going to do some checking and see if he actually has been arrested. And they called the detective, the top detective at TBI. And he told him that, no, Donnie has not been arrested. And he said, but you need to tell Mary this, that Donnie and Candus has hired a private investigator to find out where the leak is. So I'm guessing if this was done on purpose and they done this, all I can say is Candus, she deserves an award because I firmly believe her.
Yeah, enough to call me at 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yes, and then also that cop told me when he called me back, he said, the TBI wants that recording. And I said, you betcha, you send that to them right now. So if the cops didn't take Donnie and all this stuff is true, where's my brother? And if it's not true, if it was just a setup from Candus and Donnie, that's really sad that you had to do that. That's so sad. I just don't know what to say.
Well, Teresa kind of touched on this earlier, but if this is fake and put on for Mary or whatever reason, in my opinion, it means a lot more than just this hoax. I mean, it's actually huge, in my opinion, for multiple reasons.
My question is that he knows that his dad isn't well. His dad is like on his deathbed basically, and this is what he wants to put his family through. And in my mind, I guess I can't wrap my head around that people will do that to their own loved one. But then you go, okay, well then this makes you look a little bit more guilty in the other circumstances. So then it does come around with the Summer case and say, hey, if they could make this entire thing up, and if what the chat is saying is true, that, you know, the other channel, that Voices Behind the Wall channel, is saying that he wanted her to do this 2 weeks ago, this is premeditated manipulation.
Yeah, and it goes towards the personality that we've been talking about for the last, month or month and a half, right? And, what's really interesting here, the other side of this, I mean, for all of us, the fact that everybody took a deep breath and said, hey, wait a minute, let's see where this goes. And to Mary's credit, I mean, when she came on your channel here, Teresa and Vanessa, when she came here and opened her heart to the world about not only her experiences, but the reason she did it, and, for Summer, and then, Jeannie comes forward and just kind of blows the lid off of her life. Okay. These are not two women that wanted this spotlight. I mean, I've come to know them like you guys. Okay. I mean, these are victims, and you don't treat victims like this. And, it's too bad that people have perceptions in relationship to why they came forward. And I had a conversation with some investigators just the day before yesterday. And by the way, for the record, these are not fake investigators. Okay? These are real investigators, i.e. sworn law enforcement. Okay? And we chatted this thing up a little bit. And the fact that this comes on the heels of those conversations, I will also submit to you, I was a target in relationship to see if I would bite. Okay? But here's a message, okay? Again, for me, not my first rodeo. Okay? And when the way they played her, and I think Candus, and I'm not gonna make excuses for her. What she did was horrible. Okay? But it just goes to show you how other people can manipulate her to the point where her life experience came to the surface in that phone call. She is really good. Really good. And we'll let you decide in what categories that fits. Okay? But what's more concerning, and you can hear in the background a male voice say something in that call.
Yep.
That, as soon as I heard that, I knew, okay, because I've been in that room with people, that the last thing I'm going to do is say something to them, okay, while they're in the middle of this rant. And because I want them as an investigator to say whatever they want to say, and I'm going to listen to whatever they say and categorize it. I'm not going to give them directions. So the fact that somebody got hired potentially, and I think it's a PI, in my opinion, okay, to play this game on behalf of Summer Wells, to see about a leak. A leak about what?
That was my question. What leak?
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, if you have the resources that you're hiring a private investigator, why is that private investigator worried about a social media leak and not where your daughter is?
Yeah. I mean, come to the Cold Case Foundation. I'll give you Gray Cooper, who ran the behavior science unit in the FBI. if you're looking for somebody, I mean, not a problem. But, again, and everybody is accusing, they're pointing fingers left and right in different directions about, this is about summer. Well, you're right. And this channel just proved it tonight. This is about summer. And this is why credibility counts out here in what we're doing in these platforms. And so, God bless you. And Mary, again, I am so sorry that you had to experience that. It's almost like a re-victimization, of her own traumatic experience that she expressed here. Because and I mean this in all sincerity. She called you. What? How many times did you call me today? 5 or 6 times today?
At least.
Okay. Because she was just so scared that something had happened to Dawn. Now, and that also goes to show you what kind of person she is. She knows what he did to her, but at the same time, she's also human to say, I don't want him hurt. Okay, I want him held accountable, but I don't want him hurt. Okay? And, hopefully over the next couple of days, people will reflect back on this and say, okay, maybe we should take a deep breath here and really see the big picture of what's going on. And the fact that TBI now wants that phone call, that should also be another clue.
So Chris, I just want to say before we finish up, do you believe that Dawn is being detained or questioned or has been placed under arrest at this time?
No, not at all. None whatsoever. I mean, the investigator that Mary talked to, I talked to 2 days ago. And he, some calls were made. And within, what, Mary, 5-10 minutes, the call came back that he's not in custody. And so, everybody, I think what people need to remember is, I may not be sworn anymore, okay, but I still am the National Law Enforcement Director for the Cold Case Foundation. So my job is to create relationships with law enforcement agencies around the United States and Canada, and quite frankly, around the world. I can pick up the phone and talk to a friend and say, hey, can you tell me if Dawn Wells is in custody? In about a minute and a half. Okay. Well, and when Mary and I talk, we talked about it, and she went down there, and that was done. It's over. They said he's not in custody, so somebody's not telling the truth, and I'm going to go with the cops telling the truth on this one.
Well, and also the thing, when I was listening to that call earlier, it doesn't make any sense, even what she's saying. The second time I listened to it, she's saying, that he's in danger. People are going to come kill him. So they took him. Why would they leave her there? So they take him and they leave her there to fend for herself?
Yeah. And so the first lesson here, that's a great point, Vanessa. The other lesson here is the Mexican mafia is called 𝒆𝒓. Okay. They don't even call themselves the Mexican mafia. Okay, they call themselves MA. Okay, so that's the first clue, number one. Okay, they have tattoos over their hearts that are black hands. Okay, and cops don't show up at 1 o'clock in the morning. Okay, and pull people out of the house. Okay, unless they think there's a major threat in relationship to guns and stuff. Well, maybe Don's got guns. I don't know. Maybe we should start asking those questions. Because, if the cops had shown up that late at night, okay, the other thing that would have lit up pretty clearly in an operation like that, okay, if this was such a high priority target, you would have seen a helicopter overhead, and that entire yard would have been illuminated. Okay? And every 911 call would have come into that dispatch center saying, hey, what's going on up there on Ben Hill Road? Okay. Well, none of that happened. So right from the get-go, when they were trolling Mary, okay, and man, I don't know, this one was interesting because I gotta say, you got to wrap your mind around that, right? I mean, that's got to wrap your mind around that. But we'll see.
And none of the local news outlets picked it up. Correct? It was just that fake outlet. Am I right there? Pretty sure. Never saw it in a local outlet.
Yeah, Channel 45.
Yeah, Channel 45, fake news.
Right.
Yeah.
So.
Exactly.
Mhm.
Yeah, I mean, it's no. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh no, I was just gonna say this is a lot to take in. I mean, even before this live, we're just kind of spinning all day because of the back and forth, and then listening to the call, and then hearing what the follow-up information, and then thinking about what this all means, big picture, is kind of overwhelming. But yeah.
Yeah, I mean, and unfortunately now this is strike 2 on credibility. Strike 1 was all the sexual assault allegations. Strike 2 now is, trying to set up a false narrative on a national platform like YouTube, international platform like YouTube. So now it's documented. This will actually be used as evidence, in a court of law, to be honest with you. If they want to show credibility, if any of them take the stands and say, well, we're credible, you can believe us. The first thing I would show if I was the DA is, well, let's play this call, Candus. Let's play this call, Don. Where were you when these calls came in? Okay. What private investigator had you put up, into the payroll to try to come up with this concoction, this idea? Okay. And if this is the case, I'd put him on the stand. And then I would grill him. Okay. As a DA, I've been in that courtroom a long time, and I know how it goes. And I would not want to be in that guy's, because just think about it. Whenever we find out who this guy is, whoever put him up to it, or who these people are, then that just went out the window. Everything they say and do from this point forward, okay, is going to be jammed, unfortunately. And so finding Summer now, okay, is the goal in relationship to, okay, so now how do we measure that against, quite frankly, what they have said? Okay. What did Karen or Candus walk us through? Okay. Now, how much of that do we have to go back and, I know what the investigators are doing. They're doing what I did. I stepped back and I said, okay, then let's measure that against what's already out there, because it's very convincing. And I don't know if you guys are going to play the call again, but it's extremely convincing that she's got the role, and it's happening.
Yeah, I want to play it through so that it plays through the whole way, so that anybody that's coming in later can also hear it. Because I did have to interrupt it earlier, because it's, if you've heard the call, Chris. The beginning of it, she's sobbing, so it's very hard to tell. Like, is this her? Who's she talking to? And you have to wait for the moments where she actually stops crying and listen to her voice to recognize it. So I had to kind of chill our chat out a little bit, because they were all freaking out that it wasn't Candus, and I was like, just be patient. So I want to play the call one time all the way through before we get off. But do you want to stay on for that, Chris?
Well, it's your show, ladies. I'm just honored to be always a guest.
We're honored to have you, always.
Well, and I guess my last thing on this is, I don't know, that stood out to me is, what is the point of all of this runaround today? This case is already a mess. Why make it more of a mess? And why spend all that energy that's not helping to find Summer? I don't understand at all. It doesn't look good.
Smoke and mirrors.
Right. Well, and here's the thing. So if it goes out on social media, okay, so then they have out on social media, and you could see by the time it was out there this morning, by the time that before we were even live, there was already a very big campaign to show that the Step family created all of this, and that they're not reliable because Dawn is fine. Now, here's the second part. If it does get out into YouTube land, then there's proof of a leak. When it's not a leak, it's now you leave somebody no choice but to clear their own reputation and their own name when you have a smear campaign set up against them to say that they created some nonsense that came from your mouths.
Yep. So just discredit Mary.
Yep. This is well, no matter what it is, it comes down to the step family cannot be counted on to tell the truth, which is ridiculous when he admitted to what he did when he was a child. And hold on. I got some stop signs. They wanted him to play it on his live. Well, so apparently Voices Behind the Wall is stating that the Wells wanted it to be played on Chris's live. Well, sorry, here I am. I don't know. That's what I'm saying. So it's like either you try to discredit the family by putting it out there.
If they only knew what I knew and what I know, okay, it's not my first rodeo, kids. Okay. And what I will play tomorrow, okay, Don's going to have to answer to that because there's a lot more coming.
Tomorrow night on the interview room. I know it's at 5:00 Pacific time, so make sure you guys set your reminders because there's going to be a call played or some conversations had on the interview room tomorrow night that you're not going to want to miss.
And think about this. Look how I played this, okay? I put up at 1:00 in the morning the hook, okay? And they took the bait. And what I thought the play was, after I spoke to Mary, I said, "Oh, okay, I know who's behind this." Okay? And I knew one of the targets would have been us, all of us, and it's just not me. It would have been all of us. Okay. But you see, again, this is the second time. It's kind of like when I put up 40 minutes and Don got ahead of that. Okay. Well, this is now, he tried to play me, but unfortunately, I've been doing this a couple of weekends. Okay? And it's not the first time I've ever been tried to be played. And there will be a lot more. In fact, we catch murderers for a living with what we do. Okay. So, that said, they took the bait because what they did is they had to get out in front of it because I didn't bite. And now, you see who the real victim is here. It's not me. It's Mary and her family and Summer. And this goes to show you they're not thinking correctly over there. We are the ones who are actually thinking about Summer. And all of the stuff that they're doing, these charades, is just making them look worse. I mean, didn't Don say he's not doing any more interviews recently? So maybe Candus is doing the interviews now. Sounds that way. So, okay, I'm gonna sit in the background. I can't wait to hear this again.
Are we playing it now, or are we gonna? Yeah. This was an incredible.
I was gonna have Mary. I know Mary had some things that she wanted to say because I could see her nodding her head and popping in. So I wanted to mute us so that Mary could talk for a minute.
Yeah, when I got that call from Candus last night, it tore me up. Her crying, and it's very, very believable. And when I couldn't get a hold of her today, and I was really worried about her, and I even told her I was going to call the cops and have them do a welfare check on her because I was so worried about her. And if this is all just a joke, or whatever it is to them, I just don't understand why they're doing that. I just can't understand why they're doing that. And of course I'm going to call my parents and everybody in the family and let them know that Donnie's been arrested. Did you guys not think that I was not going to call everybody in the family? I mean, we still care about you, even with everything that's gone on, we still care about you, you know. I just don't understand why you're doing this. So, but yeah, that's about all I wanted to say. So.
Thank you, Mary. I just feel so bad that you even were put through this in the first place.
Yeah, I kind of figured that maybe Donnie was recording me or something, or this was kind of a setup. But then Candus sounded so real, and I had to go to the cops today. I was in hysterics, you know, and I haven't heard from Donnie all day long. So I don't know if he's missing, if he actually is missing, and the people that came and took him last night, I don't know. It just really bothers me. I wish he would like come in the chat or something and say, I'm okay, I'm here. Or at least call me and let me know you're okay. Dad's going out of his mind. I don't know if you've talked to him yet today, but Mom and Dad are going crazy. So if you are here, Donnie, and you're out there, please at least call Dad and let him know you're okay.
Can I make one other thought here? Just give another thought. You know, the fact that they chose Boston as a place where he would have been extradited, okay, in that call, which you'll hear again, that they said they were going to fly into Boston. Okay. Well, that would have had to have been the U.S. Marshals to do that. And that means if it was a federal case, it would have been a federal sex trafficking case. Because the district, the courts there, okay, because where they would have held him in downtown at the federal building, okay, that's where 𝑭i𝒏𝒅 was held. Okay, when they hooked up Whitey, they flew to Boston. Okay, so the fact that got played into that also tells me that they didn't know the narrative correctly. And because, I mean, think about that. When Mary called me, she goes, why would they have taken her to Boston? And we talked about this. I said, well, that would have been a hub for the U.S. Marshal Service. Okay? And if that's the case, maybe this is a situation, if that was true. And at the time, at 1 o'clock in the morning, she didn't know, I didn't know, okay, at that time. I said, but if that's the case, then this is now gone out in different, fingers. The feds have now connected, different pieces of the puzzle. But the moment I heard, personally, and the only reason I knew this is because of, Southern California, right? That area is owned by MA. Okay? And as a fact, so I'm like, okay, well, I even know, we were aware of who the shot callers were, and that's what they call them, shot callers. Okay? Guys who actually plan this kind of stuff from prison, by the way. None of this stuff is planned on the street. Okay? And so this would have been a big deal. Okay? But the fact that they put it on the cops to come in at 1 o'clock in the morning to do this, the dead giveaway was there's no helicopter involved. Because remember when they went after Don the first time on that piece of property? They had the FBI, they had the Sheriff's Department, they had TBI. Okay? It was a task force. Okay? And it's called the Violent Criminal Apprehension Task Force. Okay? And those are the guys that would have gone up there at 1 o'clock in the morning if they were going to hook him up. Okay? So, I'm sorry, Mary, again, that you have to experience this. I absolutely, just think that you, Vanessa, and Teresa are top shelf. you got your show is just 100% out front in terms of this is the truth. Okay? And when you're getting bashed for it, okay, then you're doing the right thing. Ask any police officer in this country today that's wearing a badge. Okay, how many people like them and how many people hate them? Okay? The fact that you guys are doing the right thing and gave Mary a voice here from the get go, and that voice has now turned into 6 other women coming forward with Jeannie. Well, a total of 6. Okay? But in my opinion, that's just the tip of the iceberg, ladies. Okay? There's going to be more. Okay? And Mary has been a strong advocate for doing the right thing here, knowing that in her heart, and I don't want to speak for you, Mary, I'm just speaking for what we have talked about at length. Okay, and forgive me. Okay, I'm not trying to be insensitive or say I know everything, because I don't, by the way, for the record. Okay, but I do know, okay, that she's been a victim. And not only in this one, but when she was 13 years old. And I also know that Jeannie has been a victim from the age of 5 to the age of 12. Okay? And I know who the victimizer was. So for me, there are 2 issues. Finding Summer and resolving this 37-year-old or 37 years of behavior that needs to be ended. And a cycle broken, right? Within that whole circle of environmental influence is what I'll call it. Okay? So kudos to you, women, and keep pressing forward.
Thank you, Chris. And obviously, we're big fans of all the stuff you've done with this, and it is about getting to the truth. And I think it was really upsetting today. I know we all feel that way, that listen to this call, because it's just what's gone on with this case in the first place, and then today just an extra layer. It's just disgusting, for lack of a better term. It really is. This is about Summer. All the energy and resources should be put into finding her. So this is unbelievable.
Okay, you guys ready to play the call one more time, Leslie? I don't know if you mind getting that started for us.
Yeah, no problem.
Hello?
Hey, man.
Hey. What's going on, Candus?
They just took Donnie away.
Who did?
The police.
They did? How come?
I don't know. They wouldn't tell me the reason why. But they're flying him out to Boston, Massachusetts.
They're flying him off to Boston?
Yeah.
Really? Oh my gosh, Candus. They didn't tell you why?
No.
So what they do? They just knocked on the door and came in and cuffed him and took him?
Yeah.
Oh my God. I'm so sorry, Candus. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I wish they would have told you the reason why.
They didn't tell me anything. They just said they had to take him. Because of it. Jeannie's there again.
Oh, really? Wow, Candus, I'm really sorry. I'm so sorry, Candus. Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry, honey. I feel so bad for you. I wish I was there. I wish I could hold you, Candus.
He's never been me the kid as long, ever. He's always been the greatest father.
Right? Oh my gosh, Candus, I'm so sorry. Gosh. So you don't think that they're just gonna take him for maybe a couple of days and release him? No, I don't think so. You don't think so? Well, that's what we're getting our friends did. I don't know, Candus. I don't know. They might just take him maybe for a couple of hours. Maybe they're just taking him to question him or something. You know what I mean? Why would I take him to Boston? What? But why would I take him all the way to Boston? This is the question. I don't know. Boston? I don't know. You don't have any ties in Boston that I know of, right? Not that I know of. Just, the only places he's ever been is like Federal. That's all I know. Federal? Huh. Yeah, I don't know, Candus. Oh my goodness. Yeah, I don't know what's going on. Nobody knows. Oh my gosh. I know. Is your mom coming back? No. She's not? From the capital. That's all I know. Wow. Wow, that is just crazy, Candus. That is crazy. Wow. I'm really sorry to hear that, Candus. God. I can't believe that they didn't, I don't know, they didn't say something to you. You know what I mean? And then, so they said that they were going to take him to Boston. Are you sure they didn't say Utah? Over the Mexican mafia stuff. Oh, right. So, do you know anything about that? No, I don't know anything. Wow. Well, did Donnie ever come into some money that you knew about or anything? About $80,000. I don't know. Wow. My goodness. Yeah, that's just really crazy, Ken. Over the Mexican mafia. Wow. Yeah, that's crazy, Candus. I don't understand what's going on, because if they're going to extradite him to Boston, I just don't know why they would do that, And that's... Wow. Yeah. Huh? The drug cartel, is that what you said? They're going to kill him and hurt him? Well, if he's messed up in drugs, Candus, that's not your fault, okay? That's not your fault, Candus, okay? And there's not a lot you can do about that, There's not, you can stand behind him and be there for him, Candus, But yeah, and oh my gosh, I just don't know. I don't know what to tell you, Candus. Do you think he had something to do with Summer's disappearance? In my heart, I don't. In your heart, you don't? No. That's because you love him, Candus. He's your husband. You know? But, you know, I just don't know, Candus. I mean, I hate to, I don't want to say, you know, he had anything to do with it, you know? But you never know, you know, the mom could tell the children that was a hero. Wow. Okay. They're mad at him. They're very mad at him. No, he said 20 children. The mom said, and I was very mad at him. Well, that's just great. I don't know, Candus. That's just great. I don't know what to tell you. I'm really sorry. I feel really bad for you, Candus. So your mom don't plan on coming back, huh? No. Oh my God. Shit's great. Oh my goodness sakes. That's great. Oh, is that because of what came out today on YouTube? I don't know. I don't watch them. Right, yeah, you don't watch them. I don't know. I was seeing something today, and I don't know. It was showing messages between two people. And so I don't know if that's the reason or not. You know? I want my kids back. Well, Candus, I'm sure you're going to get your kids back. If you didn't have anything to do with this, and Donnie did, you will get your kids back, Candus, okay? Don't worry about that, because you will get your kids back. They will help you, Candus. They will find a safe place for you, and you will get your kids back. I don't know anything about Donnie or the cartel. But I don't know anything about it. I've never Right. Yeah, I know you don't, Candus, and that's why I'm saying, you know, try not to worry about it, because you will, and you'll get your kids back. So try not to worry about that, okay? Just because they took Donnie don't mean that you won't get your kids back, okay? Are you okay? I guess you're not, are you? Really upset. Right. Yeah. Yep. I can't color this. Right. You need to calm down and, I don't know, smoke a cigarette and just sit there and calm down, Candus, you know. Try not, I know it's hard, but try not to worry, okay? Guys, said 22, and we're going to do it. They're killing him. They're trying to kill him. Wow, I didn't know that. He didn't say anything to me, Candus. Yeah, Candus, he hasn't said nothing to me, so I don't know what's going on. I mean, I did read about that, about him owing money to people, but I just thought it was just another rumor, you know? It's top secret again. I know. Yeah, that's just crappy. Candus. I'm really sorry, Candus, dear, that they took him. I know, Candus, right? I bet you've been going crazy. I mean, I'm sure of it, you know, and don't worry about your boys because your boys are safe, you know, and try not to worry about Summer because she's out there. I believe she's still out there, okay? I don't know. I wish I knew. Candus, I wish I knew who she was. But I believe that she's still out there and she's going to find her way home. You know, and try not to worry about your boys, okay? Because they're safe right now. Your boys are good where they're at. And you will get your boys back. You know, so try not to worry about that, okay? The cops are beating Donnie up? Is that what it is? Yeah. Wow. Well, I don't think they're gonna beat him up, Candus. I think they probably. I think they just want to pull him in and talk to him, Candus. I'll bet you 10 to 1. I'll bet you 10 to 1. They're just gonna pull him in and talk to him and release him. Okay? I'll bet. Huh? I don't think they are. I'll bet you they do. I'll bet you they're just going to pull him in and talk to him about the rumors that are going on around. And then why would he be going to Boston? It don't make no sense. No, that don't make sense, does it? But they could have just been saying that. You know, they could have just been saying that, Candus. I'll bet you 10 to 1 that they're probably just going to pull him in and just talk to him and find out what these rumors are going around, okay? They're torturing him. I don't think they will, Candus. They are. They're torturing him. Well, you know what? If they do beat him up or something, he can press charges, Candus, for them doing that to him. If he wasn't coming. Right, but I don't think they will, Candus. I really don't think they will because that's against the law. They can't do that, and I think they know that. You know, they don't care about nothing. I know they don't care about it. Yeah, I know they don't, but really, Candus, I really do think that they probably just pulled him in for probably a few hours. And I'll bet you 10 to 1 they'll probably end up releasing him tomorrow. Well, then why would they take him all the way to Boston? Why would they just take him here? I think they were just saying that, Candus. I think they were just telling you that. You know, or telling Donnie that to scare him. So I really do think they're just going to pull him in for a few hours and release him. He'll probably be back home tomorrow morning or tomorrow afternoon. So try not to worry about it too much, okay? I think they were just trying to scare Donnie and stuff. I think they're just going to pull him in and talk to him for a while and then probably release him. So try not to. They probably will, Candus. You know, you got to look at it logical. That's probably all they're going to do. Boston is a long ways away, but I don't know. I just have no clue, Candus. Like I said, I think they're just going to pull him in for a few hours and then release him, Candus. I really do. Try not to think of other things, okay? Just keep it in your mind that they're probably just going to talk to him and then release him, okay? Yeah. And he'll be okay. He'll be all right. They're not going to beat him up, Candus. Okay? Yeah, I know you do, Candus. I know you do. I know you, and I know you love him. He's your husband. Of course you do. Remember the kids was all I've known for 14 years. Yeah, right? Huh. Right. Yeah, I know, Candus. That's why I was asking. I mean, is your mom going to come back and get her? Huh? The cops are here. Oh, okay. Well, do they want to talk to you? No. Is Donnie still outside with them? No. Oh. Huh. Well, what are they doing? Just sitting in the driveway? I'm in the back of the police car, and they're leaving me inside. They won't let me talk to them. They won't talk to me at all. Oh, okay. Well, I guess the best thing for you to do, just try and relax, Candus, okay? And just sit down. They told me to get off the phone. Huh? They told me to get off the phone. Oh, they did? Okay. Yeah. All right. Well, I'll let you go, okay? If you want, call me back after they leave, okay? Okay. All right. Bye.
Wow. That's like the fifth time I've listened to this now, and it gets more intense and more crazy every time I listen.
I agree. It was so intense. I found myself thinking, well, is it possible that she believes that? But yeah, that's just unbelievable.
Academy Award winning if that's fake. I'm telling you that there's sobbing and like blurring of words and or slurring, I should say, slurring of words. It's just, I don't know, it's incredible. The other thing is, and I hate to even put this out there in the universe, is there something going on that she actually thinks that this is happening?
That's what I was wondering. Oh.
I have no clue, and I don't know if she was drinking before she called me. But I don't know. She sounds pretty sincere to me.
So where was Summer in that call? I'm confused. And the purpose of the call? Right? I mean, call your stepsister. And by the way, what phone that came in on her phone number, right, Mary?
On Candus's phone.
So your phone in your contact box lit up Candus Wells?
I just have
any question in your mind? Yeah,
Yeah.
so it came up as Candus. And how often have you talked to her on that phone?
Well, I've only talked to her a couple of times. With Donnie, they had it on speaker, and then I was like talking to Donnie one time, and then talking to her, and kind of back and forth. So I'm guessing that's why my number was in her phone, because Donnie had called me back once or twice from her phone.
So when you've talked to them, that's the number that comes up when they call you, and you've spoken to both Donnie and Candus. So in your mind, was there any question that was either Don or Candus calling you when that came up?
Well, as soon as the phone rang and I looked at it and it said Candus, I thought, oh, there's Donnie. And so I answered it, and then it was Candus. So I was like, oh, wow. But I did tell her in one of the phone calls that I was with Donnie, when they were both on speaker. I just told her, I said, Candus, if you need anybody to call or talk to or anything, don't hesitate to call me. So, and it just really made me feel like that phone call made me feel like she has nobody. She has nobody to call but me, And it just made me feel really bad and really sorry for her. But now that everything's coming to light and it's looking more and more like it was just a setup and a big game, I guess, to them, I just don't know. It's like unreal. I can't believe that they even did that to me. It's just, I don't know. It's just totally unreal. I don't understand what they're doing, I just don't understand what's even going through their minds, because that sure as hell wouldn't be going through my mind, trying to hire a PI and everything else when my daughter's missing. No way. Nope. That wouldn't even happen.
Yeah, and hire a PI to set you up to see if there's a leak. About what? What's leaking? They should be sitting with the cops and saying, let's do a control phone call, because we're cooperating to help find Summer. Instead, they got somebody sitting there maybe coaching her before this whole call went down. And if this was, a run-up to the big play, i.e. last night, and they thought about this for a week, that in of itself is really concerning, because they're spending a week planning this, if that's, the case, and we don't know that. But, that's what is circulating. If that's the full circle here, well, why not put that energy towards finding Summer and not finding leaks on YouTube? I mean, the priorities are out of proportion here, which, in my opinion, raises the question about mens rea. And maybe the PI can explain what mens rea is for them. Because this was a specific intent type of act. And those are all measurable. These behaviors are all measurable towards mens rea. And if they do find Summer and she is deceased, God forbid, and they happen to come up in the circle, all of these things that they're doing here are going to go towards that problem, mens rea, which means evil mind. And you have to have certain acts of behavior to measure that and to prove the element of intent, which is, would go towards maybe the problems here in the big picture. So, again, I'm sorry that this happened to you, Mary, but I'm grateful that Vanessa and T have given you this platform personally.
Yes, me too.
Sorry, navigating this echo is a nightmare.
It's like a full-time job right there.
It really is. It's like,
They did great.
And then is Chris frozen for you guys, or is it just for me?
I think he's frozen.
Okay.
I've been frozen a long time.
At least your face didn't freeze in like a weird, like my face always freezes like in a weird spot, and then I sit there for like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I can hear you.
I honestly don't even know what else we can say. I mean, I think at the end of the day, it's obviously a very strange situation. Today made for a very strange day. We have no confirmation, and Mary, want to say something?
Yeah, here, we grab this.
Yeah, I wanted to say one thing. This morning I was watching Voices Behind the Wall, and she said, she said she got off the phone like 3 hours ago with Donnie. So she knows he wasn't in jail. Well, not more than 10 minutes later, Candus called me, and I flat out asked her, so was Donnie home with you? She said, no, they still have him. And I'm like, oh, so they still have him. She said, yes. And I have that on recording too. And I just told her, I said, I was just really worried about you, that's why I called you. And she said, well, I don't know why everybody's worried about me. And I said, well, it's because of that phone call I got last night. She's like, oh, I'm fine. I'm just watching TV and I'm fine. So, I mean, if everybody wants to hear that phone call, they can hear that one too. But it wasn't more than 10 minutes later that she called me after Cher had said she talked to me like 3 hours ago. So I'm wondering, did Cher actually talk to him, or did she just send a text? So, I don't know.
I'm guessing it was a text. Would be my guess, but I don't know.
I believe from my understanding, it was like messenger or texting. And then when she was asked about if it was actually like him, and she said that that's the way he speaks, like that's the way he talks to her via messages. Don't quote me on that, but that's my understanding of that situation, that it was not actually on the phone. She had not heard his voice.
We do have the other call, but I don't know if I don't think we can play it.
Yeah, I'm not comfortable playing that call right now. There's some other context that I don't think needs to be put out there from that call. So the point of it was basically that she just is letting Mary know that he's not home. He's still not home, and she's okay.
Yeah.
Prayer Garden of America says she has the text. She has the text. Is that what that says? I have the text that Cher sent Candus. Do you want to see it? Sure. If you're happy, I'd be happy to see it. You're welcome to message either one of us, or what is it, at info@unmasked.com. You can send it there too. You feel free. I said at the beginning of this is all puzzle pieces. We can't take one puzzle piece and say we have the entire picture. You have to put it all together, and then you'll see what we're actually looking at. This is just a piece of that. It is about Summer, because if this is a hoax, if this was fake, if this was a narrative to put out on social media, this is a major issue in the Summer Wells case.
Yes, absolutely.
Oh, hold on, Mary's talking. Sorry, Mary, give me 1 second.
I'm still baffled as to why they would do that. don't understand.
I have a theory, and just to kind of reiterate one of the, I think, and I guess it's better that I am frozen, quite frankly, that it keeps the chat down. So the theory is that this was a play for the idea that if YouTube bought this, then somebody was going to all of a sudden appear, and it would have been Dawn, saying, see, you can't believe everything you see on YouTube. I'm here, and therefore I know who's been lying, i.e. Jeannie and Mary. And I think it was targeted, at any platform that would have taken it quickly and run with it. Well, when that didn't happen, they panicked. And they circled the wagons, and they knew that there was more coming. And I'll be honest with you, I'll strategically tell you that's why I put a thumbnail up at 3 o'clock this afternoon. Because I knew they were running out of time, and they knew they were running out of time. And I actually did it while somebody was live. So, unfortunately, this is a sad day in the search for Summer Wells. When you have the parents of Summer Wells pranking YouTube. I've never seen anything like this in all my time. And then pranking, his sister, a victim of his abuse. That's what grinds me into this personally. And actually, it just motivates me. Because, somebody's got to be taken out of the picture in terms of, maybe he should be in custody. And that way the authorities can, focus 100% on custody, on Summer, and not have to worry about being pranked on YouTube. And now flushing this through. I'm glad I'm frozen, Vanessa.
I agree. And I think it's really sad too, the whole thing. We've felt that way for a while, and this was just took it to a whole other level. Well, I'm sure he is watching. Whoever just said that, the chat's going by too fast. I wouldn't doubt it.
That's okay. I've opened the platform I don't know how many times, that Don's welcome to come up and say whatever it is that he feels that needs to be said. I mean, it's not always one-sided. If he has a reason for why this call happened last night, then by all means, come on up and tell us.
Yep.
And I can't tell if Chris wants to talk ever or not, because he's just sitting there all night put together. I know.
I can't either.
Yeah, I mean, that's a great point, T. I mean, this is a safe platform to come and talk to you. I agree. I think Don should come here, and I think Candus should come here, and I think they should be able to be asked about, so what just happened? Why did your wife call your sister? And maybe he is here. Maybe he's watching. And so I think that's a great idea to have a standing invitation to come on Unmasked and talk about, what you were thinking. This is definitely not good for Summer. It certainly isn't. And that's the whole focus here. And for those of you that doubted it on any platform, even mine and here and others, well, take a look. We're talking about Summer. That's the focus and the clarity here. And unfortunately, this is a sad day. I agree with you, Vanessa, 1,000%, and Teresa and Mary. This is a sad day here because it really does get things convoluted. And folks spent a whole day trying to prove that Don was arrested. Okay. And, we didn't fall for it. Because it wasn't from an official source. And I think the sheriff just came on the news recently and said Don Wells has not been in custody.
Oh, really?
Like
yeah,
tonight?
I just saw a chat go by that says the sheriff was just on the news a little bit ago. I don't know if it's accurate enough. Maybe somebody in that area can confirm that if they're there, watching the news.
The email that they can send the screenshots to is info@unmasked.com, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I just want to make sure I say it correctly.
Yes. Yeah, it just seems like a lot of time and energy spent for high levels of manipulation, and that right there is extremely concerning. Oh, I think Mary has something to say, so we got to do that muting unmuting game.
I just wanted to say that if this was all just a game or whatever to get me to confess or get me to leak information or them trying to find the leak that they're talking about, I just don't understand why they would do that, and then think that I'm the one who's leaking all this. Okay, well, excuse me. I called my whole freaking family today and let them know that Donnie was taken into custody last night and that Candus called me. And it's not my fault that my family goes out there and puts stuff on social media, because it wasn't me, but that's what's going to happen. That's going to happen, whether you tell a friend or your family member. I was just confiding in my family and letting them know that Donnie was taken to jail last night. So I don't see, whatever your plan was, to trick me or whatever, sorry, Donnie. That's all I can say is sorry. Didn't work, so.
No, what it ultimately did was just try to cause chaos and take the attention away from Summer, which is, I'm sure, what they wanted, and then to try to make you guys upset because, they don't want anything that you guys say on this side of the family to stand, which is absurd. But it was, a day of cat and mouse.
Yeah, and Mary, maybe you can release it here on their channel about you. You have a report on file, don't you?
Police station to look up my old report that I did.
Yep.
Back when I was like 13, 14 years old. And they told me they wanted me to fill out a new report, so I did. So that is.
And you have two investigators assigned, don't you?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So this should quash any rumors that the sisters are not filing charges. It's in motion. So it's in motion. And by the way, the cops took the report. So police don't take reports unless they think they can prove crimes. So unfortunately, to the naysayers, Mary is a victim and she's been believed by the system. And now the system's in motion. Not only in Tennessee, but where she is. And you don't have to tell people where you are, Mary. Okay? For your own privacy. Okay? But the fact that you stood up on this channel on behalf of your niece and came out to the world and say, I'm worried about Summer. And now you get, this to happen to you last night. Okay. I don't, quite frankly, I just think, like Vanessa's saying, this is very troublesome. This will be looked at, very carefully during the investigative process.
Say so. TBI does have the recorded call that Candus made last night. They do have it.
Yeah, and Deanne Len, you're right. She is a survivor. I apologize. You're 100% right. I should not have been calling you a victim, and I apologize for that.
Also, I wanted to say one more thing. Donnie, if you are listening, I just want you to know that I'm not just going after you. I'm going after Chris and Mitch Barrios, who were there at the same time, trying to rip my clothes off. And in my opinion, if I hadn't mustered up the strength to get up off that floor and run into Mom and Dad's bedroom, I believe I would have been gang raped that day. I fully believe it. So it's not just you I'm going after Chris and Mitch too.
And you've told him that a couple of times.
Yep.
You are very strong, Mary. I know a lot of survivors don't come out because of backlash, and coming out in this scenario, in this public of a platform and how this has been, it took a ton of courage. And I didn't get a chance to tell you that before, but I did want to tell you that now.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that.
No, thank you. So, I don't know, unless you have something else, I don't know. I'm just processing.
Mary, you know how I feel about you. I think that you're an amazing individual. So, we'll talk soon. You need anything, I'm always here. Absolutely. Hey, hold on. We're going to have to play the mute game real quick. I apologize.
I really appreciate you being here for me, Teresa, and all of you, and Chris too, because I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going to sign off and let you three women, wrap. Let you three wrap up. Mary, great job again. Stay strong, okay? And Vanessa T, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you, Chris.
Okay, I'll talk to you girls later.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye, Chris.
Yeah, I just wanted to tell both of you guys that I really appreciate you bringing me on. And so, I just wanted to get all this stuff cleared up, because of all the rumors that were going around today. And it's just been driving me crazy. And then not being able to get a hold of my brother and thinking, God, the mafia's got him or something, and they beat the shit out of him last night and he's probably dead somewhere. That's what I'm thinking, And for him to set this all up like this and do this to me, it just, I'm not going to be able to trust him anymore, And I knew before that he lied a lot, and done stuff and devious and stuff, but I didn't think he would ever do something like this to me. But it's okay, because I'm done. I'm done with you, Donnie. And I'm not going to believe anything you say anymore. So that's all I got to say. It's just really sad that you had to do this. And it's really sad that your 5-year-old daughter is paying the price. That's all I'm going to say.
There you go. I don't know. This is just a lot.
I don't even know what else. I don't even know what else to say. If this was all fake, it's just like my mind is blown. And if it's real, my mind is blown. I mean, I know there's still no definitive answer. Let's just be real. But I am telling you right now, there is nothing that indicates in any way, shape, or form, besides the phone calls with Candus, that Mary had. And then, just to put it in perspective, there are some other YouTubers that Candus is in contact with on a daily basis. And Candus did tell them this morning that Don was in custody. And that was not through Mary. That was straight from Candus to them.
I concur.
So that's the only thing that's saying that he is. Other than that, there's no sites that say it. There's no news that says it. Nobody else says it. So I mean, take it for what you want. But man, where the heck is Summer? That's all I'm going to say.
I just wanted to say one thing. I know that Sheriff from Voices Behind the Wall talks to him a lot. So I don't know if you're watching this, Sheriff. Can you can you call Donnie and actually talk to him just to make sure he is home? He is okay. Because I'm still thinking that somebody has him and they beat him up, even though, I got the call from the police station saying that he wasn't arrested and the call from TBI and stuff. I still, I just don't know. I feel like if I'm being tricked, okay, but will you let me know? I mean, at least let me know. It was just all a setup. Just at least let me know that you're okay.
From my understanding, and this is, I haven't watched yet, but there was a stream, I guess, tonight where Voices Behind the Wall, I guess, announced that she's not in contact with him anymore. But I mean, we can pass the message along that if she is, I mean, I just think that he should at least call his dad. At least call your dad and just say, hey, I'm okay. So that your dad isn't stressed out about something that's not even real.
Yeah, and I wouldn't have even gotten a hold of you, Teresa, if I didn't think that this was a serious situation, and so I don't know what to think anymore. My mind is just racing 1,000 miles. I just don't know what to think anymore. But like I said, if Donnie, you are watching this, please just call me and let me know you're okay. That's all I want.
It also shows what kind of heart you have, Mary, that after everything you've been through, you are still caring and worried about him too. I just had to say that. I mean, that's actually, through this whole thing, I mean, that just shows what kind of heart you do have, because I mean, you do seem genuinely stressed out and worried about him still. And that's this whole thing. I don't even know what to say.
yeah, it's just crazy. It's really hard for me to grasp because this whole case, it just baffles me. And I'm sure to everybody else who's following this case from the very beginning, that's all I see is people saying this doesn't make sense. Something's missing. Something is wrong. It just don't make sense. This whole thing just don't make sense at all.
And it's her niece. Imagine.
All right. Well, I think we're going to wrap it up for tonight. Hopefully something real
This very
comes
thing
out
was
of
a
this,
plan that
and
Dawn
we get some.
wanted and thought would be hilarious if I would go and put on to.
Sorry. So obviously, we're going to thank Unmasked. If you haven't gone to like this video, please make sure you go like it. I'm sure you are all subscribed if you are here with me right now. So, just in case you haven't gotten and liked the video, I highly suggest giving them the love they deserve. They saved my tail today, and I don't know how to thank them. Not just that. I was not supposed to play this whole video. I was only supposed to play the audio, and then I literally got sucked in with you guys. Sucked in with you guys, and I couldn't stop watching. So, here we are. Thank you, Unmasked, which is Teresa and Vanessa. I really appreciate you guys always coming with the facts, delivering it in such a classy way. Just nobody really does it like them. Oh, boy. So we are now going to listen to Cher, Voices Behind the Walls audio. And she actually did this while Unmasked was live. And, I mean, she felt like she had a moment of honesty that she had to release right there while listening to this. Like, have you ever listened to something and be like, no. Well, I know I have, but you're listening to something, you're like, I can't go on another moment without telling the truth. Or I can't go on another minute without them knowing. So just give me 1 second. I'm actually going to unshare it real quick and then reshare it. Oops. I clicked out of it completely. Yeah, I do that every time I'm live, I do something like that. Just give me 1 more second. I'm like, I'll get it done. It was right there.
My channel.
There we go. I got it. So now let me add it to StreamYard. When you look at StreamYard while you're not live, you're like, oh, it's simple. I can get this done. And then you go live and your brain just gets scrambled in this way you can't even explain. And I say that because I just messed up again, but this time I can fix it right away. Okay, perfect. So I'm going to ask you guys real quick. Hold on one moment. All right, let me go ahead and play this for you guys. Sorry if I got quiet for a second.
Or two.
We're live again.
We are live again for just a few because I cannot listen to that bullshit that I know is staged. Not from Mary. It's not staged from Mary. So I'm sorry, Mary. However, I will come on as soon as I heard what was going on. I could not fucking handle it because I will tell you right now, this very thing was a plan that Dawn wanted and thought would be hilarious if I would go and put onto my channel when Jeannie had told Chris McDonough that she talked to the TBI. He thought it would be hilarious. He calls it pranks. But there's a few things he has told me, like, oh, we should do this or like release that and watch everybody run around with it. That call, first of all, let's just point out who the call was made to. Mary. They don't like Mary and Jeannie, okay? They don't. They will talk to Mary sometimes, but let me tell you, I've think the last call she would make would be to Mary about that. Now let's go to when she's like, I'm afraid the cartel is gonna come and get me. What do you mean? The cartel was right there while you were outside with your mama. They took your daughter instead, remember? So if they wanted you, Candus, they would have fucking got you then. I don't... Ooh. By the way, while you are sitting there laughing high as a fucking kite, Dawn and Candus, at this, because you think this is funny, this shit is incriminating you more, making you look even that much fucking worse. Both of these people, you guys are going to be behind bars. I'm telling you exactly what Mary recorded Candus doing. I stopped Dawn from doing that a couple weeks ago. Everything that's playing out tonight. So there, end it. Good night. Love y'all. Bye.
Wow. I know a lot of people have their feelings, and tonight's not the night for it. I mean that with the whole of my whole entire heart. I need to know the facts, and if that makes a lot of sense, I'm just, I got to take it. This is absolutely ridiculous. I have never been involved in something like this, and I have inserted myself in several cases before. Deep breath. I want to know everything. With that being said, I want to go and I want to see one of the Wells interviews, one of their older interviews, and see her demeanor and judge her in a way that I've never judged her before. Because I know that she seems like she was under the influence in this video or in this audio. Allegedly, if it is her, I'm going to let everybody come to their own conclusions. If you think it's her, you think it's her. If you don't, you don't. I'm not going to force anybody to think anything today. I've already pushed my opinions onto you guys today, and I won't do that again. So with that being said, you can believe what you want. But I believe in this audio, she is in hysterics. And she is in hysterics over her husband, which is somebody that I would expect her to be in hysterics over if something happened to them. That's the same type of feelings that we would expect her to emit when she's missing her daughter. And I have heard her, myself, I've heard her cry over Summer. I have. But it was with, it was on top of all the emotional stuff that's going on with the brothers. And it was in private. So I'm not going to stop and pretend like I'm not going to question that. Like who knows if she could just be a stoic person in person or like on video, or like in front of people. And then this is what happens when she is in the privacy of her own home and what have you. But with that being said, I'm going to play the very first interview that we really saw that was like full-fledged them, because we have to figure it out. I've never really tried to judge them. And I'm not saying like, and I'm going to start now. But if I am going to elaborate my feelings on how this is all going down, it may be today.
A lot. I know she didn't walk away from this property by herself or off this yard by her swing. I feel in my heart that somebody has came up here and took her, has lured her away from here. Me and my mother and her were planting flowers. And we went in after we got done washing our hands, and she got a piece of candy from Grandma, and she wanted to go back over and see her brothers. And I said, okay, and I walked her all the way over to the porch, and I watched her walk into the kitchen where the boys were watching TV. And I told the boys, I said, watch Summer, I'll be back. And and within 2 minutes I came back, and I asked the boys where their sister was, and they said, she went downstairs, Mom, to play with her toys in the playroom. I said, okay. And I yelled downstairs for her a couple times, and I didn't get no answer, which was unusual because usually she always answers me. And so I went down there to check, and she was nowhere in sight. She was just gone. I don't go on walks around here or runs because I'm scared of the bears and snakes and even the coyotes that are around here. Well, whoever has my daughter, I pray and hope that they have not harmed her and they bring her back to us safe and sound.
Just go to the FBI, the police, and clear it up. I mean, I don't know, it seems kind of elusive.
It's really strange that I've never seen this truck, and I've never heard of it until just recently. But I wish they would come forward and explain themselves. And if you're not a suspect, at least come forward and say what you've seen. She was a tomboy. I shaved my head. She wanted to have her head shaved like me and the boys did.
She tried to shave her head
She tried
in
to
the
shave her head
back and make
herself.
it, I think you can see it in some of the pictures, and it was getting out of control, so we decided to shave her head off and let it grow back long, and she shaved her head so she wouldn't feel bad, and but it didn't bother her at this point. Well, I knew right away that she was abducted. You know, I knew that right away, and that's what I told them from the beginning. But they have to go through their, I forget the word.
Investigation.
They have to do one step at a time, I guess. But I'm sorry that they had to spend so many man hours in these woods and everything. I've seen them limping and everything else, and I feel for them. But I just wish there was a way that neighbors could search neighbors' houses, and then if they're not willing, get a search warrant or something. But there's just no way you can search every single house, in the eastern United States or whatever. But I wish there was a way. Just thankful for the person or persons that's doing that, out of love, trying to get information and trying to get her found. We thank them from the bottom of our hearts.
That means a lot.
And we thank everybody who's trying so hard and praying so hard. And she's an awesome young lady, and we just want her back. But, there's always going to be haters, and it's always going to be that way in this world. And we just want to focus on the good friends and Christian people that are trying to help us and praying for us and praying for Summer. And we thank them from the bottom of our hearts. And that's the kind of people we try to relate with and socialize with. So we don't know anything about, no red truck, or we hardly know many of our neighbors. Because we just try to be around good people. And we do have good people in this area. We found out since this has all happened. We got some real good neighbors and good folks everywhere. But
the most important thing is to bring Summer home safe. I'm sorry that you feel this way about us, but we love our children with everything we have. We've never went without, thanks to Summer's daddy and my husband. He's always provided for us and has worked as much as he could and can and still is. And I'm sorry that you guys feel that way, but that's my baby, and nobody would ever treat her like that as long as I was around. Ever.
She loves to dance. She would always want me. She says, "Daddy, hold my hand so I can twirl." And she would just like to twirl and twirl and twirl until my arm got tired. I put out there that one of Summer's favorite songs was Godzilla, and they say, and they're jumping all over me about past tense was, well, I'm sorry about that. It's just.
She also liked the song by New Breed. It was called House, My House. She sung that a lot of times when I play it on the TV. She loved to dance.
She liked to think of herself as a princess, and and all that, like all young girls do. And,
she loved Frozen. She loved to be that Elsa, and
I think she really loved to be in church because she felt a lot of love there, and I think you can't explain what that love is, but you feel it and you know it, when you're young, and she felt that there, and she loved everybody in that church, or she loves everybody in that church. I should rephrase that because they'll tear that apart as past tense, and I apologize again for that. I hope she gets to come home, and I hope she gets to be with our church family again.
Her best friend in that church was Robin. She loved her to death.
Yeah, she looked up to women that were.
She come to that church, she went looking for Robin. That was her favorite person.
Any woman that was professional, that was
pretty, beautiful.
She looked up to those kind of women. She, they were the word I'm looking for. I can't think of it, but she looked up to them. She'd give them a run for their money every day. She'd give them a run for their money, and there was times, we'd be, that our boys like, don't do this, don't do that. And next thing you know, a stick would come up and just whop them, and it'd be like, Summer, don't do that.
Summer was the boss of the family. She
typical girl.
When they get out of line, she'd put them in line.
She'd do her best.
She loved to play in the mud and the water and swing on her swing and enjoy dirt.
When I run the lawnmower around, she would run behind me. When the boys run their bikes around, she, as fast as that little bike could go, she would be behind them running and keeping up with them, no problem. She loved to run. She just loved to run, and she could pull herself up on that swing, her full body weight with her two hands, and she could do that. None of the other boys can do that, but she can.
Was she in school yet?
No, she's going this year.
This was supposed to be her first year.
She's been, we did all the, what?
I took care of everything.
Yeah.
I had her already taken all of her shots and registered in the school ready for this year.
I just never expected for anyone to get a hold of my heart like she has, because I try to guard my heart as much as I can, but she holds my heart in her little hands, and I love her with all my heart. I'd do anything to have her back. If there's any way you can find it in your heart to please release her somehow, I don't know how you might do that. I mean, you're probably scared of going to prison for the rest of your life and everything else, I'm sure. But please find it in your heart, have mercy, and find a way of letting her go, and where we can get her back. And just please have mercy on her, and and us, and her brothers. And she's such a loving, good spirit. Please don't hurt her. Please let her come home. My biggest fear is, her being tormented or locked in a dungeon or basement or something, because she loved to be outside all the time. That was her, unfortunately, her downfall. Because a lot of times the boys would be inside and we'd be like, "Where's Summer? Why'd you leave her out there alone? Go get Summer now." And that's happened over and over again. And we'd come out and she would always be close by, but we was always coming up. She had to be outside. She was an outdoor person.
She loved to be outside.
And I'm so afraid that she's locked away. She's such a loving heart and everything, and I'm afraid that she won't be able to, locked away where she can't be outside or play with a puppy or anything, love nature, and that's my greatest fear, that she's not able to do any of these things anymore, or that she could possibly, I don't want to think she's dead, but it's a possibility. I don't want to address all the negativity. I just want to focus on the positive, because it's so easy to get, lost in that negativity and stuff, and it's just not worth it. So I'm just, I appreciate y'all, the good things you say, and your prayers. That's awesome.
When my sister went missing, I was in between Arkansas and Tennessee. I don't know all of what happened or what did happen, but I hope that they find her too and bring her home safely too.
Yeah, there's nothing. She disappeared without a trace. They haven't found anything, haven't found a body, nothing. And when you see cases like that, that's why I lose hope on Summer. I want to keep hope, but sometimes I lose hope. And I think, well, maybe we won't never see her again, so I start thinking in past tense. Sorry. But I'm trying to keep hope up. I'm trying to keep my prayers up and all that.
I have questions. I'm almost speechless. And I feel like I'm compelled to talk because I messed up so bad earlier. But in reality, when people are asking me these questions and I'm answering, most of the time when I'm saying I don't know, it's because right now I really don't know. And I feel like a fool for even have spoken on the subject. Obviously got carried away. Crazy and I both feel bad. We were live and these people started coming into the live and asking us. And we asked somebody that knew Candus, and Candus said Dawn was arrested. So we believed her, because why would she lie about that? What would compel you to lie about something like that? Especially to people that you're friends with, or people that like you, or people that have carried a good rapport with you. I'm thinking, what is there really something nefarious behind all of this? And I really do question it, because this isn't the first time that something like this has happened. This is the second time that something like this has happened. And I told Teresa like this. I said, I'm shocked that I'm shocked. To be completely honest with you, it has shocked me that I am shocked that I got lied to, and then, that I was shocked I was lied to. I can't believe I was shocked. I really can't. And I say that kindly because, I really like Candus as a person. Obviously, I can't like her as a mom right now because all of this is so messed up, and I just have to say it out loud, and I don't care if somebody sends her a screenshot. I'm sure she understands what I'm talking about, because if all of this is true, then me telling her, I believe you today is, me being vulnerable to her, and then essentially being took, or, having information relayed back to me, saying lies. Why? What for? Or as my friends in high school would say, why for? It's just, I have questions. It's not something you do, especially if, I'm not saying that Cher is not right. So I'm going to say, especially with what Cher's saying, that it's planned and plotted, it's confusing. It's beyond confusing. I really don't know what to think, because I really thought it was true. And it's, essentially it is true, because from what we're hearing, she carried this out even with his sister. She carried this out even with her friends, on the friends that she's befriended on YouTube. So, I'm not taking it, I am being hard on myself, but that's just because I try not to involve myself like that. Or I mean, I want to, you know. Thank you, Christy. Thank you so much. I know, but you know what I'm trying to say. Like, I try to stay out. Like, people are like, you know, you guys do this for money. It's like, no, honey, if we did this for money, we would be putting out everything. And I say that being ominous. I swear, guys, I say that being ominous because there is some stuff that Crazy would say, behind the scenes. There's some stuff that we have heard behind the scenes that it's just, you just want to throw up. And Crazy Crime Check actually said this one earlier today. So, you know, I know that she has put it out already, but Don says that he's sober, and he's not sober. We've seen Don drink, you know, or like he's taking drinks out of his wife's drinks. And, you know, I'm not saying she's allowed to drink, but, you know, from what I know, she's not saying she's sober. So, I don't know. Angel Hilla says, I mean, is she trying to isolate herself even more? Why do this to people who are clearly good to her, like yourself? That question runs through my mind. Yeah, Cher dropped a few F-bombs. That's Cher, though. I mean, I've probably cussed a few times, and it's something that I usually can control on stream. I've even addressed this with my husband. I was like, I'm pretty shocked at how well I hold myself. Like, I don't cuss all the time, but I do, you know, I do throw down the occasional shit, you know. But when I'm live, for some reason, I can control myself even when I'm upset. And Caroline, you know, you're saying that's lies. I have screenshots. He drinks whiskey every night from his own words, right? They like drama. And I like drama, but I think there's a time and a place for it. And if I have enough couth, or if I have enough tact to not, you know, dramatize this or go all histrionic, they should too. This, you know, this stuff shouldn't be getting out. And it makes me sick to even think that she could have done this on purpose so it got out, so people could hear her like that. That makes me sick. Really sick to my stomach. And I'm not saying 100% that I think that, because I am so confused today. I can't even make a comprehensive decision on what's going on. I'm sure you guys feel the same way. I'm going to be watching everything. Like, after I get off of here, I'm going to be watching everything. Well, he did say that. He did say that he had a moment of weakness and that he was drinking the weekend that they took the boys. So he did say that. Yes. But it has been reported to TBI that, you know, all of this has been, anything that I say, I promise you that it's been reported to TBI. And not by myself. I don't call TBI. I don't call the cops. Sorry, didn't mean to laugh. They got drunk and pulled one of these stunts. Yeah, I think so too, Carolina. I think that's exactly what happened. It was staged to confuse. It's not your fault. Yes, Luca Vega, I completely agree. But I should have remained vigilant of stuff like this. But I was, you know, definitely not my friend's fault. I was in Crazy Crime Chick's live. Stuff was going down. I should actually pull that up. Stuff was going down in the DMs with Don and somebody else, or who we are alleging is Don and somebody else, not his wife. And stuff was being brought up about the cartel and drugs and stuff, and Crazy being crazy is like, I can call Amanda up here. Amanda knows about this stuff. And I'm like, yeah, I guess I do. I watched a lot of Scarface and I played a lot of Dope Wars, and, you know, I know a little something. So I jumped on panel with her, and then people started coming in chat, like always, with, hey, did you hear this? Did you hear that? Did you see this community post? And Crazy had already addressed it, but she readdressed it while I was there. We then asked our friend, who is very good friends with Candus, and despite how much we've usually kept it in, we were live, we felt confident, and we said, yeah. But you know what? Looking back on it, it's not like us. It's not like Crazy and I. Like, sure, we like the attention. Obviously, why do people have YouTube channels? You can't tell me you have a YouTube channel and say you don't like attention. That's just ridiculous. So yes, we like the attention. Does getting views tickle you pink? Yeah. Tell me you haven't posted a TikTok and it get 1,000 views and you're like, hey, that's pretty cool. I like the algorithm feeling. I'm techie like that in my mind. I feel like I'm seeing a whole bunch of numbers like the Matrix and stuff like that. But I also like that my videos get seen because I feel like I bring some type of awareness through each one. I don't care what it is. I'm definitely not putting it out there just to put it out there. With that being said, we wouldn't put it out just to confuse people or we wouldn't do anything like that, even if it was quote unquote juicy material. This was super juicy, but we were getting it straight from Candus that Don was arrested. Why are you not going to believe the mom of a child who is missing when she's saying, yeah, my husband has been arrested? I believed her. And, I'm not saying I don't need, but, I don't want everybody to be like, hey, don't feel bad and don't feel like you got duped, but I did. And I'll tell you, I'm taking it with that. I have to say it. This is me just getting it out right now. Like, I am upset. Like, I was on the phone with CrazyCrimeChick while I was in the bathtub. And I know that's TMI, but we never talk on the phone. We send voice notes, we send texts. We never talk on the phone. I don't talk on the phone with anybody but my best friend. Rarely. And CrazyCrimeChick and I were on the phone and I couldn't even function. I literally could not function. I felt immobilized. I felt so took. And not by my friend that talks to Candus, but by Candus herself. Because, it's my fault for even have listening, and I trusted, and I've trusted before. So the first time, I'm sorry, I got off topic there earlier. The first time was about the boys. I'm not sure if you guys remember, but when the boys got taken by CPS, people were asking us, like, hey, did the boys get taken by CPS? And I asked Candus myself, and she said the boys were fine. So here I am messaging Tiffany Marie. Here I am messaging Unmasked and I'm not saying I'm messaging them to give them out like bad information. Candus knows that when she tells me stuff that I'm going to share, she only tells me what she's willing to share. I feel, or she knows that I will only share what I've told her I'm going to share. I've tried to do that. So she told me the boys were fine. So I'm telling everybody the boys are fine. Don't believe everybody. The boys are fine. And then later on, they're like, the boys were taken by CPS. He's a WWHL thing. And then, James for Justice had the inside with Dawn, and Dawn told her. And I'm just like, great. I pride myself in being a sleuth and, trying to double check facts. Sometimes I'm wrong, but sometimes when I say things with the most conviction is when I'm getting like, whoosh. And so far it's been in this case twice. And it's from Candus herself. And I mean, who am I to say, like, I'm going to have a talk with her? I feel like she'll never talk to me again. And not because I've done anything to her, because I haven't, but because I think she's just going to ghost everybody. Maybe that comes from embarrassment, or I don't know, but I definitely feel that way. I don't think she's going to be talking to any of us. So Flicking Bullock says, she must have known everyone is recording their conversations and putting them on YouTube. When did you last record a family member? I think that Mary has probably been told to record all their conversations. So I can't blame her for that. I'm sure everyone has told her to. And yeah, let's see. At the beginning of this, everyone was talking about these two are ignorant backwoods people, but they have us really fooled all these times. They aren't stupid. Yeah. I guess as we thought they're still free, right? It's so telling that they pulled off a prank like that. Yes. I think the even setup of the night prior's disturbance we were hoping to hear about. It's huge manipulation. No, I didn't either, and thank you so much. Yes, I'm a mental set if you're jumper cables. I love chatting with you as well. I enjoy your cognitive cadence and mental mapping. Ethereal Obsidian with the facts. Okay. It says so much about them that they think it's cool to do that. Very telling, especially in the moment. Like I said, there's a time and a place for drama. There's a time and a place for tricks and games and pranks and get backs at people. But let's not say that we haven't seen this coming. We have seen them go literally tit for tat in front of us. with Allie. We literally saw them go tit for tat. Remember, all of us were looking back at each other like, what's going on? Are they really fighting right now amongst this case of a little missing girl, amongst, Summer being missing? I think it was like 34 days at that time, so it was still within reason, I guess, and sorry, my cat just decided he was going to jump off the bed. He's a big boy. And I'm over here brushing my hair like a freakazoid. I'm moving around like a nutso person. But yeah, they have lied to us before. I mean, not lied to us before. They have gone tit for tat for somebody before. It's not the right time for retaliation. Monica says, I'm still here charging my phone a little. Actually, me too, Monica. Fool me once, shame on you. Fool me twice, shame on me. Buttercup, and I come from the Bay Area, South Bay, I guess you would say. And that's definitely a saying that you say out there a lot, and I normally go by it. But there are some people that you just feel like you really need to help out. Like, I am one of those people, like, I feel like I'm your guardian angel. I messaged you because I think God sent me to you. I've literally said cheesy stuff like that. That's just how I feel. Maybe I'm just delusional. Maybe I'm just a child of God. But, I've inserted myself with people, and I've always told someone, like, if I like you, I will message you. And this includes anybody, celebrities or normal folk. And I say that kindly. But with that being said, I wanted to believe Candus. And I'm not going to go knocking on her hard, I don't think. But today I feel really took. My mind is not supposed to be this messed up. I let you guys all know, like, my girls were sick today. And because I decided, to take up some time. Sorry, I can just keep playing this over and over. I just don't want something to not be playing while I rant. I'm going to play something else, though. But yeah, my girls were sick today. I went live with Crazy. It wasn't supposed to be a big thing. She had to end because her daughter was going to go to school. So I was like, I'm going to jump on real quick and, wean everybody off. So then I made my own live and I made a video. And yeah, then everybody started crumbling, coming into my comments, and you start getting hot and you're like, wait, what's going on? And you're jumping in lives and people are like, it's not true. So-and-so said it's not true. And you're just like, what is going on? Should I delete my stuff? Like, I deleted TikToks. I privated videos. You know what I mean? I'm embarrassed. I am embarrassed. Like, I'm hot at the neck, embarrassed. I know you guys are all going to tell me not to be, but I was. I don't want to lie to people, and I should, I should have digressed. I shouldn't have gone with it. And we proved them all right. Mamma Mia, you know what? It does take a thick skin. And of course, you've seen it with Zav too, that even if we have a thick skin, some things just get to you, or sometimes you just get annoyed by stuff and you're not supposed to get that annoyed by it. And you're like, later on, you're like, why did I get so annoyed by that? I don't know, but I was. I feel bad, especially when when we communicate strictly through text, things can be so misinterpreted. I've seen things go down in comments where it's like, no, you just misunderstood me. It's like, oh yeah, I did misunderstand you. I'm really sorry. But it's already been done. We've already gotten in a fight, whatever. So Crazy Crime Chick the reason I came on panel with her is she had busted out some texts that were, oh, it's here. I was like, she privated it. She didn't, though. Ay. So, let's see. Now I know that the texts were here because someone was like, where'd you get these texts? I need to find them. Crazy's got the tea. All right, let's see. All right, so I don't know. I'm just going to start playing it right before the messages are shown. But these are messages between Dawn and another woman. And this is when I started getting mad because in the moment, we didn't know Dawn was quote unquote arrested. But we did know that Dawn was philandering with other women. So I was mad for Candus. And I was sending messages like, I'm so mad. Ay. If only I knew how mad I was going to be today. All right. Oops. You know what? I have to do something real quick. That's better.
Let's see. Want the shit pot stirred while it's been stirred. Checkmate Dawn, Candus, and Denise. All thieves and liars lay together and play the same game. Go ahead and share, you all. Hopefully J for Justice will reach out to me about the true truth, not half truth. So I'm not sure what that's supposed to mean. Low key, it's a newer post. What are you talking about? All right. So now he's going to start sharing or I don't know if this is, who this is, but they're going to start sharing the screenshot. So, and I slowed it down because this person has really fast. So,
okay, Natasha.
All right, so it says, by the way, Donnie called me last night.
Thanks, Elizabeth. I appreciate that.
But hold on, I'm busy. I'll tell you in a bit. He did? Yes. Okay. Again, one side is Denise, and the other side doesn't really matter.
So many. Doesn't really matter.
Tiffany's post. All right, hold on, guys. Hold on. Let me get through this. And then this person, Denise, says, call me. Let me go on my phone. Hold on. Tiffany Marie. I normally don't do this, guys, but it is what it is. Okay, so hold on. This Facebook comment that was posted a short time ago. Is this a different post? Oh. All right. Let me get through this, guys, and I'll go to Tiffany's page, okay? Yeah, because one thing at a time. Thank you, Gamer. As soon as I'm done with this, Gamer, if you're still here, please just tell me to go to her page, please. Okay, so play. All right. Dusty, why does he think Summer was with Dawn in the Dollar General? Who? Ernie. And let me put a minute because I want to get to show the same part at the bottom, I believe. Oh, hold on. I guess it didn't. He kept saying it today on live, asking if they were sure Summer was with Dawn buying cleaning supplies at the Dollar General. He must have misunderstood. Yeah, must have. It was miscommunication. Yeah, did they find anything today? Some things. Bethany, yeah, I just seen that. So it says, anything going on at all? Dawn is drinking tonight. How did you know? He told me. Oh, shit. LOL, yeah. Did he ask questions about me? He is talking his ass off to me. No. Good. What did he say? He thinks, I don't know if that's but he thinks he loves me. And Candus is a bitch. Okay. First off, let me tell you when I seen this. Again, this is allegedly. Who knows what Dawn really said to this? I mean, I seen actually Dawn does say something like this. So when I first read this, you guys, I'm not going to lie. Okay. If this is Dawn communicating with someone behind the scenes, what are you doing telling some girl you fucking love her? Like, go find your baby, right? Go find her. And I think every woman has a little bitch in them. So, like, seriously, like, this is just, I was really upset because you're going to see Dawn's screenshot in a little bit. But I was just like, what the fuck is going on? This is not a game, you guys. I don't know about you, but I'm here for Summer. Like I was telling Heather Marie, I was really upset this morning because, I was thinking, I didn't carry Summer in my belly for 9 months. I don't know her first word. I don't know, when she was a baby, that first time they make the little coo sounds. I don't know any of that. But yet I've cried for Summer. I pray every night for Summer. I fell asleep to the scanner in the beginning. Oh my God, how many of you with the scanner? How many of you were listening to that scanner like clockwork? Oh my gosh. So when I seen this come up today, I was just so like, what the What the fuck? Well, this person says, that's funny. She says, don't tell him, please. I'm trying to gain his trust. She meant to say, I won't. You need to record his convo with you. Always record. I will say, get some recording, because people will question, that ain't really Dawn. We need a voice message. She says, we're in Messenger, but I'm taking screenshots. Oh, good. His fake account or his other account? What the? Okay, so Don has a fake account, guys. Does he have a fake account? Or is someone making a fake account for Don for the sake of an argument? If he asks, I live in Malibu, California. What the fuck? Well, I mean, if you're going to pick somewhere to live, let me tell you, that's a really nice place. Go out to the beaches. Let's see. Now this Denise person puts out this screenshot from allegedly Dawn. Okay, I'm saying allegedly because for the sake of argument, it could be someone who hacked Dawn's account. Let's just say made a fake account in his name. You know, we don't know. So I'm just going to say it's Dawn. Okay, so it says, hell no. Why not? Why do you feel that way? Oops. What the hell just happened? What you mean? I feel close to you. Okay. Aw, that's sweet. Thank you. Thanks. Oh man, I'm so glad I'm not on camera. Hold on, let me see. Amanda's texting me. What happened? What does that mean, Amanda?
I was like, what did I do?
What does that mean? Hold on, Amanda text me something. Okay, so if this is Dawn, how the fuck are you gonna feel close to somebody that you met online like this? But let me tell you guys something. From conversations that I have seen between Candus and some of you that are here watching me, you know who you are. You've talked to Candus behind the scenes and you sent me stuff. They seem in the very beginning, they seemed very trusting to people in the beginning. Now, I find it hard. Now, even still, Candus right now, she'll tell people she's talking to, I have trust issues. I you know, people are burning me left and right. But I wonder, are you still continuing talking to people, right? Amanda, explain that to me more better. I'm not comprehending what you're saying. Sorry, guys. Amanda is texting me some information.
You guys don't know how much I love when Crazy yells at me.
Please.
I live for her yelling at me.
This person. Okay. I want to. Well, I'll listen anytime you need to talk or just want to bullshit. Okay. Sorry, I feel your heart. You got to work tomorrow? Me too. So what? That's sweet of you to say. So I don't know. I feel like, is it me or I'm not getting this conversation? Like, I feel like it's different stuff being said. It just, to me, this part doesn't flow for me. I'm like, okay. She says, well, I'll listen anytime you need to talk or just want to bullshit. Don says, okay. Sorry, I feel your heart. You got to work tomorrow? Me too. Maybe he's saying he has to work tomorrow. Maybe Dawn thought she was saying, I got to work tomorrow. Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. So he's saying, sorry, I feel your heart. Okay. So can't see the top portion, but something about Orlando doing it. I can't want on this. I can't want on the, I don't know what that says. I don't understand. I don't know if it says, but then Dawn says, don't know you. And I feel like I love you. Okay. 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 Can we talk about this? Oh my gosh, you guys. If this is Dawn, I'm going to say if, okay? If. This is someone who Dawn was talking to allegedly behind the scenes. This person was trying to get information from Dawn pretty much. It seems like, I don't know. Dawn has lots of women reaching out to him. Lots of women. I mean, have you seen his, see, I'm not seeing any main media covering that. If they were there at the house, people are saying cops were there last night. I did see Tiffany Marie's post, and I'm going to go to that after this, but I know Dawn's Facebook has been deactivated. It's closed. So who closed it down? Was it Dawn? Someone said that. My Amanda, can you go to? Someone said in chat that Voices put up that Dawn hasn't been arrested, but I don't see that on her chat. Everyone's saying he was, he wasn't. All I know is Dawn's Facebook is no longer there, so that's very interesting to me. Okay, so he wasn't arrested. Okay. Yeah, we're hearing two different things, and I'm going to go over something else that was sent. So we'll see. We'll see in the end. I don't believe anybody.
Sorry, don't. I don't believe anybody.
She was right the first time.
I heard the cops. Hey, the lab. I heard the cops were at his house, but no confirmation of arrest. Okay. Okay. So we're going to have to just wait it out because someone can be saying he wasn't arrested. Someone could say he, so let's just wait it out, you guys. Yeah, Sammy, sorry. I don't believe anything. All right, so let's move on. So like this says, Dawn says, I feel I love you. And we can't see what this person says because it's covered, but Dawn says, no, seriously. And she says, yes, like something, can't see it. And then he says, okay. So if this is Dawn, he's in love with someone. That's this Jenny's chick, okay? He's in love. Okay, so now she says he's so fucking drunk. LOL. This person says LOL. But I found out he owes money. He borrowed $50,000 from someone and owes them it back. Okay, so this is where the whole cartel stuff gets mentioned and $50,000 and stuff like that. Amanda, yeah, people was, yeah, I asked my source when we first started, and I texted her while I was live. I was like, can you just ask Candus, has Dawn been arrested? And she said no mention of it, that like, no. So, but just like, when the boys were taken in the beginning, they were saying, no, it wasn't true. Right. And then we all found out it was true. So, all right. So this is where the whole $50,000 comes up. Okay. Luda, yeah, seriously. Oh, I don't believe a word Dawn says. I don't believe a word anybody says. All right, so she shares another screenshot of her conversation with Dawn, and it says, no, seriously, and then it says, yes, like a mother. Okay, I'm 65 in December. Wow, hell, fire only, 46, 56, you're 46, I'm 65. He says he's 56. Why, if this is Dawn, why is he even fucking talking to anybody, right? Like this, like, it's just blows my mind. All right, so was there anyone, now this is the screenshot that he's on his way here, Boston. Are you guys trying to get my attention? Am I not? Okay, I'm going to trust my mods to handle it. Demon Child, I agree with you on that. He is. And he's getting so much attention from so many women, and he's loving it. So this is the screenshot that we all seen on Cher's channel yesterday. I mean, on Jay's channel yesterday. And this is where it says, was there anyone you owed money to or that maybe has vanished from your life since Summer got taken? And Dawn says, borrowed $50,000, LOL. Now, I don't know about you guys. $50,000. Who's going to lend Dawn $50,000? Seriously. And I was thinking, because, the whole cartel thing brought up, and I was like, okay, are we supposed to believe the Mexican mafia lend Dawn $50,000? Who lend Dawn $50,000? With all due respect, does Dawn look like he will be able to pay you back $50,000? Now, is this product that they're talking about? But I don't know about how all this works, but that just seems like a lot of motherfucking product. That just seems like a lot of product. So again, I don't know about this. So it just seems like when I think about it critically, like who in their right mind is going to lend him $50,000? I'm just having a hard time believing that. That's what I was also thinking. Maybe it was in product. Amanda says, they don't lend money, but they lend drugs. It's accurate the price of 2 kilos street price. Okay, Amanda, you're talking talk. I don't know. All right. So is that a lot though? Just tell me if that's a lot to a product. Because to me, it just seems like a lot of product, but I don't know the product talk. So maybe it's not a lot of product. Not that much product if it's cola. Oh my gosh. Oh my God, looking beyond. Seriously, right? Have you guys seen Catfish? People fall in love with someone that's, you think it's a girl and it's a guy behind the screen. So yeah. Okay, not that much. Okay, so it's not that much. Okay. Okay. See, I don't know. To me, it just seems like that would be a lot. So let me play this. Okay, stop. Oops. Oh man, where did it go? Hold on, I gotta get back to my spot I was at. I'm trying to get back to where we were, guys. I apologize. All right, let's stop it here. All right, so again, he's saying he borrowed $50,000 from someone and owes them it back. It just seems right. It seems so. $50,000. All right, that's when he says he borrowed the $50,000. Here we go. So then the person says, "You did from who? I wish somebody would loan me some money." Don't we all, girlfriend? Don't we all? Let's see. I could get my own place to live. Okay. And then the person says, "Oh boy, don't say a word about this, please. He may just open up and spill his guts. What do you think? That's crazy and no way. He told me about the loan when we were trying to figure out who took Summer." That's crazy. No, remember they were having the house remodeled and that's in the ballpark of what it was going to cost, remember? Okay, who remembers the whole remodeling of the house? Was there, I remember they were saying they were going to remodel that. They were going to remodel the house. I don't remember any numbers being talked. Exactly. Where's that comment? Where did it go? Why loan someone $50,000 and only ask them to pay back 50 when there's no profit in that? Say Smoking Blue Days. I really don't know like how that all works. Now you're saying there's a profit. The lab. I just spoke with 𝑊JHL and they are not aware of any arrest, but getting back to me. Yeah, that's what I was saying in the beginning. I haven't seen anything that so they'll probably end up making a post, that station probably, because when they get a lot of people,
probably one of my favorite things to do, Katie.
They'll disprove it. They'll say like, "Oh, this has been asked and we haven't got no confirmation." I know that one guy that was reporting a lot on Summer would do that. He would make a post on his Facebook and say like, "Hey, I know I'm getting a lot of people are thinking X, Y, and Z, but there's been no confirmation so far." They did that when the boys were taken. If you guys remember behind the scenes, everybody was like, "The boys have been taken. The boys have been taken." And then Don, people were saying that, YouTubers that were in contact with the family, they were like, no, they haven't. No, they haven't. And then one of the news stations, that guy, he said, "Oh, no confirmation, but as soon as it does, I will put it up." And then sure enough, they were taken. So
it was mine.
Heather Marie, you're so adorable. All I keep seeing her say is Don was not arrested. All we know for a fact is Don's Facebook has been put down. It's not there right now. That's what we know for a fact as of right now. Don's Facebook is not up right now.
I don't know, Katie.
Amanda, what if we go into the Amanda S. Beta? What about human trafficking though? Because it's not a far stretch. If you're doing trafficking of illegal substance, is it hard to believe that human trafficking is far from that? I don't think so. I mean, I'm not saying they all do that, but I'm just like, okay.
I answered that there's just different avenues. Like they treat those things differently. Like they have drug dealers and then they have the traffickers. They kind of keep them separate.
Did you he's not on the local arrest, but Hawkins County has none listed today. Did you check? Oh, you're fast. Smart girl right there. Go straight to the site and just check, has he been arrested? Thank you for that.
Yeah, we had checked and he wasn't arrested. And we were saying at first, no, he wasn't arrested because that's what the real answer said. But we went against
for that.
Our gut.
So let me put that. Let me highlight. Okay, so thank you for putting that. Someone says if a cartel is involved, the trafficking is a guarantee.
I think this is kind of where she stops reading them, so I'm going to pause crazy.
Well, we'll just have to wait it out, you guys.
And ask you guys, what do you think?
We'll have to wait it out with it. I mean, I'm not saying he was arrested, and I'm not saying he wasn't arrested. I don't care.
What do you think? So, you guys know, I'm a true crimer. Deleting Facebooks. Oh, that's bad. You know who deleted Facebooks? Casey Anthony, Chris Watts. You know who probably deleted their MySpace? Scott Peterson. I'm just kidding. I don't know, but I'm just that's never a good thing. And then compiled with the fact of everything that they're doing right now, it makes you think that they have a lot to hide, that they're trying to cover up their tracks right now. For what? I'm not sure. I'm not going to speculate. But it all seems really bad right now. Like, remember the Ross Harrison trial? The guy who said that he left his son in his car instead of taking him to daycare, but in the end, they found out that he was sexting like 7 women that day. The Chick-fil-A that he had just taken his son to in the morning was only a 3-minute drive from where he worked, and he worked in the same parking lot as the daycare. So it was really only like a 2-minute like time frame, and he like would have passed where the daycare was, something to that effect. And they found out that he was sexing a whole bunch of women in that day, and younger women and older women and prostitutes and stuff like that. And they used all this evidence against him because, according to them, it did make a difference that he was doing this while his son was missing. Or, I'm sorry, not missing, but he was doing this while his son was roasting in his car. Instead of, having saved his son or protected him, he was on a website for people who had children and didn't want to have them anymore. It was like a Reddit thread. He also said that day in a message that, sometimes he needed a break from his kid, so on and so forth. Really weird stuff. He and his wife had watched a dog in a hot car video that week. And, they talked about that in their first interviews with the police. And it was just very, very odd. And people took all that stuff into account of what he had done. And I feel like this is all something like so familiar to me that this isn't what you should be thinking about. You shouldn't be perusing Facebook looking for people to chit chat with. I mean, maybe to talk, about your daughter or get some emotions out. Yeah. But to find girls and try to be their sugar daddies and stuff like that, that's just so awful. And while your daughter's missing, and while you should be putting money towards private investigators for the rest of your life, or trying to get your kids back, that's what he's worried about. It gives me bad vibes. That really does. And I'm the first person to say, like, I've been staying away from these kinds of statements. But no, yeah, if you bring that in today, and then doing that to your wife altogether, it's just, you have no, I don't know what kind of heart you have. This is just also deceiving. You clearly can lie. And then if this call from Candus was fake, this is a sideshow. It's a circus, and it's all a facade. For what? And you know what everybody's going to say? It's to throw you off. It's to throw you off the track. We're talking about them today. We're not talking about the rain in Tennessee pouring down or the 3 days that Dawn disappeared. Maybe we should talk about that stuff. Maybe we should question why Candus hasn't come back. And why they had pavers in their car when he took a sedan to work. Because if you look at the red truck, there's pavers in the back. In that bin, in that red bin, that may or may not have ended up behind Summer's door. Because there was a red bin sitting right in front of her door in the first days. And then there was a red bin full of pavers behind her in the seat of that picture when, they accidentally took her picture. Very weird picture. Very weird. I don't think she's deceased in that picture. I never have. But it was still why is she still doing that thing with her arm? It was the way she said it wasn't cute. It wasn't she was asking in a cute way. It was in concern. I don't know. I mean, maybe she was having a seizure, something. I don't know. I won't speculate further than that, but I will say that there's something not right, and we can all admit that. But I've always thought, why am I going to focus on the moments before she went missing? And I obviously have pondered on things that happened before she went missing, but I've always tried not to focus of that. I've tried to focus on when she went missing, and it's still weird. Cher is saying now that they said they saw Cartel come up and leave her and the boys and take Summer. That doesn't make any sense. And that her and Candus saw it. Why wouldn't you say that? Cher says she's told this to TBI. But, I mean, they haven't done anything about it. Obviously, he's not in custody, right? Hawkins County Sheriff said that he's not in custody. So we can at least say that. They said they never took him into custody. We can at least say that. So does this mean that this call that was supposedly Candus is really her? And if it is her, what is she crying about? Well, who's taking Dawn? Is she hallucinating? Or did somebody really take Dawn? Or did Dawn fake it? Or did they both fake it? It's too much to take in. Absolutely is. And all of this for what? In the midst of what? In the midst of your daughter being missing, you would never find Mark Klass or John Walsh or what's her name? Holloway's mom, Natalie Holloway's mom, Beth Holloway. You would never see them doing this while their child was missing, ever. And those parents worked diligently until they found their child. This is just absolutely ridiculous. And there's lots of people who have said maybe this is just because of where they live and where they're raised. But I've spoken to Candus. Sure, she has a twang to her, but she's fine. Candus is very, very bright. Somebody was saying the other day, actually, I think it was John's sister. I'm not going to accuse her. I really can't remember who it was. It was somebody that knew Candus. Oh. It was Lisa Ray Coots. She was on 𝒂𝒑, and she was saying that it's like Zav was saying, Candus may seem a little slow sometimes. And she said, oh, well, Candus is slow. She was in special ed. And I thought to myself, you don't have to be slow to be in special ed. And she's not slow. She may talk a little bit slurred, but she's not slow. She's very bright. She is. And imagine what she was like before drugs or before alcohol. She says she's been clean for 15 years from meth, and she says that she only smokes pot and drinks. But, Dawn is saying that she popped for cocaine. So, what's up? Did you do it or not? Cocaine. Yeah. A lot of special ed are very street smart. Yes, it could be something like that. You've never worked a case where parents were not involved, but we can't say that these parents weren't involved. And I'm gonna say that because I have seen, I don't know if you've ever seen the videos of Candus walking down like their main street in their town with a big flyer of the missing poster, like huge, and she's walking with Robin, and they walked a good length. It was like a parade, but they, it was something that she did. She, walked across town with it. She was talking to people. She was there. She's been doing prayer groups and such and stuff like that. So that we can't really say that they haven't been out there. Don says he's been searching recently. Robin said they looked the first night. And I'm not saying that these are the only times they searched, but I know for a fact because other people are saying it, or Don, I guess, said this one, but because people are saying it that, that I think that they actually did search. neighbors said they heard them searching as well, that they heard them yelling for Summer. So we can't say they didn't search. I've seen pictures of Candus with not flowers, in her hand. So, I'm not going to go ahead and say that, no, I've never seen them search for Summer. You can't forget as well that one of the first things that Candus did was make a TikTok for Summer. And people were kind of upset about it because she's not supposed to be making TikToks. Her daughter's missing. And I've said in her defense before, don't you guys remember? She made a TikTok and you guys laughed at her. You guys are saying, why is she making TikToks instead of taking care of her daughter? And I said that in her defense. Now, I said that in her defense because in reality she was making a TikTok for her daughter. So, whatever. I'll show you the TikTok. Hold on. Let me mute myself so it doesn't play real quick. Banner, thank you. As soon as I muted it, I took like a deep gasp. I'm like, breathe, Amanda, breathe. Maybe Carly Armstrong, but I thought it was about Candus. But there are 3 Canduses, so both of us could technically be wrong. There's Candus, Grandis, and younger Candus. So this was 6/16. And I had to mute it, obviously, because there's music, and I don't know what music's on there, and I just don't want to get struck. But my baby girl, Mommy and Daddy misses you so much. We're searching everywhere for, and I won't stop until I find you. So, this was a very public platform. When I saw it, I commented on it, and I said, look at her. She's using the most useful platform right now to get a word out to find her daughter. I thought it was clever, and I commented on there, and I said, I pray for you guys, and I hope your daughter's found. And that's when I started talking to her, kind of. I didn't really know I was, but she remembered. Yeah, so I didn't know it was going to take this long to find Summer. Initially, when Crazy was like, you need to, follow this case and look at this case about this little girl, I was kind of like, well, within the first 3-4 days, I was expecting her to be found in the woods. And that's not even being naive. That's just being real, just because of where they live. It's so dense. But now we know that trees were cut. It wasn't as dense. That's why I've always thought that it's possible that there was a kidnapper there. I grew up in a rural area. There's still possibilities of kidnappers, whether it be familial within your neighborhood or just a random creep like the guy a town away. It could all be possible. But right now we're looking at this like, why are these people lying so much? And I've asked myself this question too, but in the moment, it was kind of like one of those things where this person's been mean to you, but they still haven't been mean to me. So, I'm gonna judge them for who they've been to me. Did I cancel out of the TikTok? I'm sorry, guys. I don't even remember when I did it. Did I ever show you guys the TikTok? Sorry. Did I ever show it to you? And did I just take it off screen? Hurl TikTok daily 3 times a day, no time to post. Oh, right. No time to post. I'd probably be... Oh, I didn't share it. I'm sorry. I'd probably be in the house crazy or a street corner with a sign, but signs are just getting out up. You thought an animal grabbed her? And they had said that, or Candus said that to me herself. She had said that... I don't know why my StreamYard comments are so lagged right now. Sorry. Candus had told me that she had thought of something like that. So let me find something real quick. So at one point she told me, thanks, that's okay. The only thing that can bring a smile to me is that Summer comes home safe and my boys, and we can be the family we was before she went missing. She says, nothing means more to me in this world than our little family. And I loved all these comments. I mean, these messages, and I don't want to read her messages out loud, but I go back now in my head and I think this is why I believed her, because she's said, hasn't just talked like this, but she's told me normal things amongst these professions of love. And I'm like, maybe she's just not, maybe she doesn't just put it out there. She's told me that Summer's favorite food was pizza. And she wants her to be the main focus and stuff like that. And I thought that her kind of staying out of it, out of the media, unlike Dawn, because she didn't like that Dawn, has stayed so public. I thought that she was doing that, to stay on task. So this is what I want to say. She said, I just wish they would leave me alone. I know I had nothing to do with my daughter that was kidnapped, and I know she was. And, we're talking like, like good friends talk, and she's, we're sharing stories, and she's being very nice back. Always. She's always been very nice. And, she's told me, before that she never thought that her daughter would be kidnapped, oops, I got it up messages. But I don't know. This is all just so crazy. I really can't grasp the fact that she's involved. But this is also crazy that they would insert themselves like this into something so bad, like something so something that'll take away from their daughter so much. It's ridiculous. It's so dumb. But I think that will be all for tonight, folks. I'm starting to get drained now. But I came on here to show an audio and to show another audio and then just tell you guys like how sorry I was that I had completely gone with the bad flow and gone against my gut and believed everything that was being said, especially the things that were being said to me. I took all of my advice that I gave the other day and threw it out the window. You shouldn't just put your trust in one person, and you gotta vet and stuff, whatever. But yeah, I'm sorry for doing that, and thank you, Unmasked. I didn't mean to play your whole video. It was just I couldn't stop watching it once we started it. Share, thank you so much for letting me play your video, and thank you for your honesty and this moment of clarity after all of this has happened, and for Crazy Crime Chick for being so vigilant for these other things that I have missed and found these messages of him and his mistresses, which is absolutely ridiculous in this time. It's just also convoluted and pretty awful. And I know we're all thinking about this little girl enough to cover that vibe, but it still makes me mad that it's not coming from her own parents right now. And I can say that with certainty because of the shenanigans that are going on. So dumb. So dumb. Let's all be smarter than that. Let's be better, not bitter. And be kind, because this could be your last day, or this could be the last time you see someone, or if you just go to sleep feeling like I'm going to be better tomorrow, you might just be a little bit better, Have a good night, guys. Thank you so much for being here, and I will see you next time. I didn't talk about what's his face. Aiden Fucci, I didn't play his video, but I'll play it next time. I'll play it tomorrow. I'll do a live tomorrow. Good night, guys.